Can we start with Eric in Maryland? Because I think that he might have the best timing of anyone in history.
Oh, my God. There's been a lot of people in history. What's up,
There have
Eric?
been a lot of people, but this just struck me. Hi, Eric.
Oh, what's going on? Hey, I got some time off this month, and I wanted to, Jim, if you could remind me of that show you actually liked with the laugh track that you said it worked.
It's so funny you asked. The reason the timing is good is because I was actually on YouTube last night looking at clips like randomly, which I hadn't done in 6 months. It's with Steve Coogan. It's a British show. It's called I'm Alan Partridge.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a couple of different series. Series 2, I think, is the one I love a lot. It's where he plays a radio host. And I think in Series 1, he's a television presenter. I don't remember. But Series 2 of Alan Partridge, I'm sure Series 1 is great, too. But there's a laugh track there because it's not shot. It's shot like, a regular, not in a studio shoot. But for some reason it works. It doesn't annoy me in this one show. So that's it. Alan Partridge.
All right, appreciate it.
Be good, buddy.
And that's good timing because you just started watching it again?
I was literally last night randomly looking up clips.
Little scenes.
For no reason. I just thought of Steve Coogan. And I'm like, fuck, I haven't looked at Alan Partridge in, maybe a year even. Yeah, he's so goddamn funny.
Yeah, I think this was really big in the UK. Yeah. And then it was big enough that they brought Steve Coogan over here. And he's done some stuff. It's just nothing like that's been hit out of the park in the States.
No, he's probably more famous here for that clip of him doing Michael Caine with the other comic. He's a very talented guy, and he's done a lot of films here. He's just not... He's famous here, but he's not like one of the premier names that he was there, which is, it doesn't matter. He's still hilarious.
Yes. Yeah, I think here it's more like people who make comedies know how good he is.
Yeah.
As opposed to people kind of grew up with him as a famous person.
Yeah, I'm Alan Partridge.
Yeah,
Alan Partridge
right.
is such a fucking tool, and he's so annoying.
He's very self-important.
Dude, he's so self-important. He's very, very much of he's a twat. And the woman who plays his girlfriend is great, is idiot. And the Lynn, his assistant, is a fool. Very, very good show.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. His Michael Caine impression did kind of break out on the internet.
And it's interesting because the guy he's doing it going back and forth.
They're like dueling Michael Caine impressions, right?
Yeah, and you realize like the other guy's really great, and then Steve Coogan gives his take on it. And you're like, oh fuck, you're right.
Yeah,
I never realized there would be two different Michael Caine impressions that I could enjoy equally.
It's one of those. His is one of those where he starts doing it, and he starts doing things that Michael Caine always does, but you never realized that Michael Caine always does.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
That's what a great impressionist does. They like you. They make you go, oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget the other guy's name who does a great one too.
Rob Brydon?
He's a comic, I'm assuming.
Rob Brydon.
Maybe he's a... You play this for a second.
Well, broadsheet journalists have described my impressions as stunningly accurate.
Well, they're wrong. I've not heard your Michael Caine, but I assume it would be something along the lines of, my name's Michael Caine.
That is where you are so wrong. And you can look at my live video for proof, because that's the very thing I don't do. I say that he used to talk like that.
Do you, Michael Caine?
Okay. I say Michael Caine used to talk like this in the 1960s, right? But that has changed. And I say that over the years, Michael's voice has come down several octaves. Let me finish. And all of the cigars and the brandy, don't let me finish, can now be heard.
Okay.
I've not fucking finished in the back of the voice. And the voice now. I've still not finished. The voice.
Because you're panicking.
Because you look like you're about to bloody talk. Let me finish. Right, so, Michael Caine's voice now in the Batman movies and in Harry Brown. I can't go fast because Michael Caine
it's really good.
Talks very, very slowly.
Right, this is how Michael Caine speaks. Michael Caine speaks to his nose like that. He gets very, very specific. It's very like that. When it gets loudly, it gets very loud indeed. It gets very specific. It's not quite nasal enough the way you're doing it, all right? You're not doing it the way he speaks. You're not doing it with the kind of... And you don't do the broken voice when he gets very emotional. When he gets very emotional indeed. She was only 16 years old. She was only 16. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. That's Michael Caine.
They're competitive with
And I love the guy. He's let me finish. Like, he just keeps getting ready to interrupt him until he sucks. He's a great, very talented, funny dude. Steve Coogan
is. Yeah, he really is.
But yeah, Alan Partridge, I cannot recommend. I haven't watched through the series in probably 15 years, but
Wow.
I mean, it was one of those ones where I just want to. I'll have a craving for it and just go watch a clip.
Yeah. Yeah, I need my Steve Coogan desire to be satiated.
I'm just thinking of it. I just want to go on and watch a quick clip.
I get it. How was your weekend? Seemed cold.
Freezing. The gigs were great. Like Milwaukee crowd was great. Chicago, this place called Park West. I've never done it before. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved the weekend. I got. I have to see how much they charged me. I stayed at the Trump Hotel in Chicago.
Whoa.
Because I'm like, you know what? Why not?
La-di-da.
Regular room, but I wound up in a suite.
Oh.
And I don't know if they upgraded me or if they charged me for the upgrade. Because I asked them, and I'm like, could you, whatever the highest floor you have available is. Like, I always ask that for the view. So I have to see. But it's amazing.
Oh, so they may have upgraded you to the suite because it's the highest floor available.
Maybe, and then charge me. I hope not.
Oh, that would be a bummer.
Ooh,
He said when you got in, was the suite nice enough that you're like, you know what, maybe I won't check. Maybe I'll find out later if they charge me. Because I don't want to have to leave. I don't want to find out they charge me and have to leave.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the size of it. It's fucking giant.
It's amazing.
There was a kitchen. I ate like a fat pig.
Do those bevs come with the room?
They do. 24-hour room service. Great food. It was very...
They have the taco bowls like in New York?
You know, I don't know. I didn't check those.
He said they're the best.
I came in late on after my Milwaukee gig. I drove.
That's a nice place to come into after a drive late at night.
Yeah, it was.
That's a gentleman's accommodation.
It was the 28th floor. I mean, just
yeah.
It was a gentleman's accommodations.
That is one of those things where you want to convince yourself that they upgraded you for free, and you don't want to check because you're not leaving.
That's 100% what it was. I didn't want to go. I guess I'll take a regular room.
Yeah. Excuse me, is this suite for free? No? Okay, can you move me to a regular room?
Oh, remember I said upgrade? I didn't mention if you had the same room on the same. They would usually tell you if they're going to charge you more, I'm sure.
I meant the highest room possible at the same price, not an upcharge.
Yeah, of course. But I really and it's funny.
Cutlery.
The drawers.
Yeah.
I forgot because I lived in the Trump building for years, which I loved. And this is the same like drawers.
Oh, that's wild.
And the same countertops just brought back a lot of memories. So yeah, one great trip. Fucking my flight attendant, by the way, going out there. I flew into Chicago.
Sure.
I landed. I got my car and I drove 2.5 hours to Milwaukee.
Did it make you think of Home Alone?
Why, is that where they were going?
They were running through O'Hare, trying to get to, I believe, Paris in the first movie, and then, of course, New York in the second.
Oh, it was a connection.
He was lost in New York.
No, this was my destination because Milwaukee is a smaller airport, and I just know that it was windy. I said, Chicago, you're going to get like a better variety of
flight options. You love your options.
I love it. And Kenny went over with me. He goes, look, these are the ones on Embraers, and these are the ones on bigger planes. So I took the one on a bigger plane. It was a little bumpy, and the going in, there was like fucking 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, which is brutal when you're landing. That's awful. Or 20, 30 mile an hour. But the flight attendant, I'm talking to her. She was a rotund lady, very nice.
What'd you talk to her about?
As we're going in, I'm like, it's going to be a little bumpy going in. We're going to have to sit. But the captain had made the announcement. And so I'm like, you guys must love, because I've heard the flight attendants love it when it's bumpy because they don't have to do anything. They can just sit there. I go, you guys must love it when it's like that. And she goes, no, I'm as scared as you are. Wow. She goes, I just sit there and I'm as nervous as you guys. I'm like, who the fuck wants to hear that?
Yeah, no, you go to you look at your flight attendant as a place of peace,
a pillar of strength.
That's right. Her character will not be broken.
And then the other flight attendant, the guy goes, because the captain had said something about we're going to hit some bumps going in. But then the other flight attendant does his own interpretation. He goes, yeah, so the flight attendant's going to have to be seated because like the captain said, we're going to hit some bad turbulence.
I mean, it's very Ricky Gervais in The Office.
I mean, what an asshole. First of all, captain wouldn't say bad turbulence.
Right.
He'll bring a little chop, some bumps, some rough air.
And also, like, the captain doesn't need you making the announcements that he just made.
Yeah, and you don't have to reiterate in a shittier fashion.
Yeah, let me translate that for you guys. Captain just told me. He told all of us.
We probably won't die, but you never know.
Yeah, it's going to get real bad real quick.
One time, me and Kenny one time were going to North Carolina, and it was after, like, storms had blown through, and we were flying a prop, again, 15, 12 years ago. And the captain got over the loudspeaker, and he goes, listen, there's clouds and stormy weather. He goes, it's not going to be pretty up there.
Interesting.
It's going to be an ugly flight. And we hit bumps once or twice, minor. None. And almost none going into Chicago. But it's weird. They panic sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, or at least are aware this could get bad.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody likes it.
No.
You know, it's one of those things, I don't think most people, especially if they've experienced it before, probably don't fear for their lives, but they don't like it.
That flight attendant, I couldn't believe she said that. I'm as nervous as you guys. No one wants to hear that, man.
Why would you say that, miss?
Yeah, you're supposed to be like, oh, God, a piece of cake.
Yeah. I don't need empathy. I need strength.
Yeah, and I don't trust your judgment now. If you're me, I don't trust me in a crisis.
Right.
That's what they're paying you for.
I'm the last person I'd want to be with.
Yeah, I would. Even though you're not exactly the physical picture of who I would think would rescue me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big lady.
Mentally, be there for me.
Be there for me mentally. Be a pillar of strength in the community.
Because we probably won't need you to rescue me physically, so just make me feel better. I thought you were going to tell me the flight attendant like sat with you and held your hand or nestled you or something like that.
No, she didn't. She sat in the front and probably fucking panic ate. She was a big lady. She probably panic ate and dealt with the bumps the way I did.
I like that you're fairly upset with her.
It was more like, she was very nice, but it was more like the bedside manner of these two were absolutely awful.
It is always interesting to me when somebody has a nice tone, but doesn't realize that they're saying the worst thing possible.
I want someone. Do you know what I'm thinking of in those moments when I was really nervous? I've looked this up. I was actually thinking there's no record of a turbulence caused crash. No record.
You were thinking about that?
Those are the words I was thinking. There's none of these on record crashing.
Were you repeating them to yourself? In your head. Not
it was just there.
Okay.
It was just there.
It's his mantra.
It was my mantra.
That's right.
Not one of these has ever been brought down.
Wouldn't it be great
by bumps?
If Jim was in a yoga class, like on the ground, not on a flight, and the mantra was, there has never been a turbulence-related airline crash. There has never been a turbulence-related airline crash.
And Milwaukee would have been all small planes, like all Embraers or Canadian. So I flew into Chicago. And nice time in Milwaukee. Again, people were nice. Not much to do. 25 degrees and felt worse.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask how the city was because Chicago's such an amazing city.
I didn't go out and do anything because, again, I came in, I slept all day the next day. I was exhausted from the flight the day before. But, man, is Chicago a great city. I want to go. It made me realize I want to go there in maybe like April or May for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And then go to dinner and do some shit in Chicago. Because you're right under, like you drive in and there's that iconic double apartment building that has the circular ones that Steve McQueen used in that film. I don't remember what the movie was, but Steve McQueen backed a car out over it. It's a very famous building. You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
And then with that Wacker Drive where they shot those great scenes from The Dark Knight.
Sure.
A lot of The Dark Knight was shot in Chicago, so it's a visually.
With like the underground tunnel.
The underground tunnel, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a very impressive city, like visually. And then you get to that Wacker Drive and make a left, and it's just like, you're like, oh, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Chicago's a beautiful. It's a great city, man. Like I'd love to spend more time there when I'm not working, just to go out to dinner. The restaurants are great.
Yeah, Chicago's one of those few cities that I think Chicago and like Boston. I love Boston.
Me too.
They have their own identities, you know, and you kind of feel it as soon as you get in the cities. Like the people, the way everything's laid out, they know who they are, they know what they are. There's a reason to actually have pride in their city. I don't like people who have cities that they've just decided to have pride in.
Right.
Because they live there. And you go to the city and you're like, there's nothing remarkable about this place whatsoever.
No, and the one thing, and even Chicago has this, is that where New York is so different is the amount of people you see living their daily lives, even at 9 o'clock at night. Whereas in places like Chicago, you feel like it's so much quieter because the business people have left. It's still a great city, but it's not like New York has that really weird thing where there's always people around everywhere. Maybe with the exception of Wall Street, but everywhere else, these other cities are all kind of like Wall Street, where you feel like the business has shut down, and you just don't have that mingling, the people walking around all over the place the way you do in New York.
Chicago is definitely a more real-life city. I don't know that there's any city that's quite as strange like that as New York, where it's just... Yeah. But it makes people crazy. Like, just being... Because it's just on all the time. But also, like, New York is designed for most people to live in and stay out of their home. Like, it's the way it's designed and how expensive it is to live in New York. The vast majority of people have terrible, tiny little apartments because the city is kind of designed to, go to your apartment when it's time to go to sleep and that's it.
Yeah, that's why when you see, that's why I feel so lucky to have to be able to sit outside if I want to, because when you see people in the park,
amazing.
But when you see people in the park, you're like, they just want a little outdoor space.
That's it.
And I remember when I lived, even when I had a great apartment, the last place I lived in, you got claustrophobic and you just needed to get outside and you'd have to go sit somewhere public. And that's why I was like, I just need a little private space to sit and have coffee if I want to.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't imagine people that raise families in New York in like tiny apartments, because it happens.
It does happen, and you just get used to it.
Chuck in Boston?
Sam, I just heard you say something that you said you don't understand people that are proud of their city just because they live there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing really to be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you said Westchester is the best Chester?
I mean,
aren't you talking about you?
Look,
it's a great point, sir.
I hate to insult.
I hate. The best Chester.
Yeah, I heard you, Chuck.
Yeah,
I hate to insult Boston. Westchester is not a city, you ignorant fool. It's a whole county of heaven on earth. There's city after city. We have cities, towns, neighborhoods. It's an entire county.
That's Chester.
Yeah, I don't hate Westchester.
Thank you, Chuck.
But I would say I don't pine for it.
Pining for the field.
I don't pine for Westchester.
I find myself on lonely nights pining for Westchester.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to live.
That would be a great movie.
Pining for Westchester. Yeah, it's about a guy who lost his wallet and his Metro North ticket.
That's right. I pine for Westchester. Why, you're not thinking about leaving the city, are you?
No, she talks about it sometimes, but we just chat about it. But I'm not looking to leave.
Right.
But I'm like, where would I go? Like, if I sold my apartment and got a place, I could probably get a nice house outside of the city, but where? I don't know where. But again, I'd be bored.
Yeah.
I'd be out of my mind fucking bored.
I guess the two choices end up being Jersey, like right across the bridge, or Westchester, because it's a southern Westchester, because southern Westchester's right there. It's like it's way closer than people realize. Like, southern Westchester is way easier to get it back into the city than like Long Island.
Where's Tom? Is he done?
Yeah, Tom's done.
That was your last day? I wish I would have known that.
Yeah, he's wrapped.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I liked him.
He's back in Australia. Right? That's where I assume he just disappears.
That's where they all have to go.
And goes back to Australia.
I didn't realize that was the last day. I had no idea I would have said goodbye to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's gone. And you'll never get that moment again.
Nope.
That's okay. I'll live. But I'm just saying, I do like Dominic.
Don't forget about it.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll live. I'll make out. But I mean, he's a nice dude.
Yeah, no, he was good. But where do you think you go? Jersey?
Maybe.
Hoboken?
That was our Godfather. We going to Jersey?
Maybe.
I don't know. Now Hoboken's expensive, and it's like all you do is go, what the fuck am I doing here? I should be in New York. I'm paying the same price.
So much. You don't have a lot of space.
It's crowded.
Yeah.
Fuck Hoboken.
Yeah.
Fuck
Island?
Nah.
Oh, can you imagine?
It's filled with dirt. I'm just saying. I don't know.
They go like this. Oh, how can you live in the suburbs and go to the city every day? I go, I don't know. I know somebody that technically lives in a borough that has to take a boat and a bus and a train just to get into Manhattan.
Magical journey. I love it. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
When you say, like, when you dismiss moving out of New York, or not dismiss, but like talk about it, and you say you'd just be so bored.
Yep.
Are you just talking about doing your sets every night? Because everything else you can do wherever you live.
Yes, you can. But the idea, if I want to go tape a podcast, if I want to do these things that I do, which is like, I just love being able to walk out, hop in an Uber, and go.
Well, I totally agree.
I think I would go crazy somewhere else. I lived in the suburbs until 2002. My whole life I was in New Jersey, so I would go nuts being back there. And she would too. She's like, "Oh, I'm like, you have no idea how fucking bored you'd be. Like, not being able just to walk out and do anything you want is right. Like, if we want to just eat out or whatever, it's fucking 8 minutes away for a great restaurant. It's just, I don't want to leave."
Yeah. And also, if there's any sort of, I don't want to miss something left in you, you don't want to go. You always feel like you're going to feel like, there's something happening. The people in the city are doing something that I would have been able to do, but I can't because it doesn't make sense to drive in.
Yeah, I mean, the gym I go to right after, the fact that...
Well, there are other gyms.
No, but I want to go to the one I go to. Like, that's the one I want to work out at. And we're going to... just walking to this cellar. If I didn't have a bad right leg, I used to walk every day. And I'd walk there, walk back. Yeah, it's just great. Like, I just love it, man.
Yeah.
Even though it annoys me. And the taxes are sickening.
I don't think Westchester taxes would make you any happier.
No, I mean, yeah, exactly. Beverly Hills wouldn't either. I mean,
yeah.
I like Eric Adams. I don't hate Eric Adams. A lot of people hate Eric Adams. I know he ran on saying that New York's a sanctuary city, but he's an ex-cop. He wants to do something. He's not going to work against Trump. With cleaning up. And getting a lot of the.
He gave Diddy the key to the city.
Well, that's right. A lot of people, sure.
Yeah.
He took it back, sure.
Yeah. He did take it back?
He just gave it to Jay-Z. No, but again, who knows?
Yeah.
He says he wants to work with Trump.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's because he wants people to stop talking about that goddamn Turkish embassy so much.
Yes.
Stop bringing that up. Get mad at me for working with Trump. Stop bringing up the Turkish embassy.
Is Trump able to pardon him, or are those state things he's charged with?
Are they criminal charges?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe not. Know. But yeah, I'm fine with that. And they're all mad at him.
Yeah, I mean, it sells newspapers, right?
Yeah, I don't care. Let him work with Trump. Good.
Steve in Westchester?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
You guys talking about flight attendants earlier losing their shit. I was coming out of Miami a couple of years ago, and there were scattered storms. My wife is a terrible flyer, so I went up to one of the flight attendants when we got delayed, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? Are we going to be too delayed?" Because my wife is nervous. She walks over to the window of the airport in the terminal, points to different clouds, yells at the top of her lungs, "You see those? Those are thunderstorms. I don't want to take off on it and die. We'll delay the flight. You'll get home late, but you'll get home." And then screams and points across the terminal at the windows of this. "See, guys, more lightning over there. Who wants to take off now?"
What a dick.
I think maybe it's time for a new job.
Yeah, like, or learn how to talk to people who are nervous. How was the flight, by the way?
It was rough coming up, but it was totally fine once we got through the clouds.
Yeah, it's the fun. When they warn you, sometimes there's comfort because they've seen it, like they know.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
It's a control thing, I think.
Yeah. And turbulence reminds people how out of control they are.
That's right.
It's scary. I think that's really the scary part of being in a plane. Of course, it's the fact that you're up in the sky and you might fall and die. But realistically, you're in a tube, and once you're up there in the sky, you have no control over anything.
I was coming in my Uber this morning, and it was like a rough road. And I had my eyes closed, and I was just thinking how it was like kind of rocking me, and it was very bumpy.
Sure.
And I'm like, if I was on a plane right now, this would really be freaking me out.
Yeah. When you're on a train and you start like rattling on the rails or whatever, no one gives
a fuck.
Anybody.
You don't care.
No.
But I'm like, the only inconvenience I would have right now is if I was holding, this is what I was thinking of on the way to work. If I had hot coffee in my hand right now, I would hate these because that's the type of an injury you'd get. You'd spill shit on yourself.
Yeah.
It would be something from what you were doing there.
But yeah, I mean, it is true. You're sitting in an Uber. You have no idea the qualifications of this driver.
Dude, it's just some guy who picked me up.
Yeah, he literally signed up on an app.
Yeah.
That's it. And there are thousands of car accidents every single day.
My eyes are closed. I'm trusting that he won't scoot across fucking Fifth Avenue and get us fucking sideswiped.
Yeah, trains get derailed. Like, there are plenty of stories of trains getting derailed and train accidents happening and stuff like that. Nobody worries about it. But when you're up in the sky and when you're in a sealed off tube and you have it's just so unnatural.
And meanwhile,
it's scary.
The fucking maintenance on planes is much better than on Ubers. The professionalism of the pilots. You can only, when you hear those crash videos, the way they talk, you're like, there's no way you can fake this. These guys are calm under pressure.
They trained for years.
Yeah. I've lost all elevator control. The fucking plane can't go up or down. Yeah. And they're handling it. So anyway. That was my fucking weekend. I had a lovely trip and met some lovely people.
Incredible.
Really, yeah. I enjoyed my Milwaukee. Was a very last-minute add-on comparatively.
Yeah.
Still fun.
Meanwhile, here in New York, everybody was celebrating the Caped Crusader, our own John Wick, who is being treated like a hero now on the internet.
Is that the... Oh, you mean the guy with the great smile? The guy who took care of business?
Yeah, the United CEO killer.
Executioner, yeah.
Yes. Every day I wake up and there's another story about people supporting him. And it is so... I mean, it's hilarious.
Many years ago, there was... I think it was in India. They had pulled out some CEOs and beat them to death. I forget what it was, but I remember years ago admiring that. Like, we talked about it. Like, I don't remember what it was or what the thing was. And, like, you never want to say, hey, people should be gunned down. Like, but there are certain people who, like, just by the nature of what they think their job is, like, I don't know what this guy was like, but if you're the head of a thing and their whole purpose is to take your money every month and then when you need them, try to find a reason how not to honor their end of the obligation, then they're fairly reprehensible.
And there's insider trading stuff going on, and there's all this other stuff that's coupled with it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you got home in time to check out the United Healthcare CEO shooter lookalike contest that happened. Where was this? In Washington Square Park. Yeah, Washington Square Park celebrated with a United Healthcare CEO shooter lookalike contest.
This is what we needed to bring us together, I think. It's funny how many people just agree. No one is really disagreeing with the venom people feel towards an insurance company CEO.
No, it's almost like they're waiting for these guys to tell them it's okay to kind of feel the feelings that people are naturally feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that one guy in the olive, though, looks pretty good. I hope he won.
I think so, too. He definitely had the backpack. He seemed like he put the most effort in. The rest of them are wearing black. That's just what they had at home.
Right. One of them has a logo on the hoodie.
There's no effort put into that.
No.
He's waving. This guy's got the same attitude. He's friendly.
Right.
I'm bummed I missed this yesterday.
Would you have dressed up?
I would have just gone down and said, what's
checked
up?
it out, just been a fan.
Take a few photos and have some fun.
Yeah, I like hanging out in Washington Square Park. It's always something going on.
It's always in the
One
summer.
of the great benefits of the city.
Yeah.
I would walk through every night. It's just, it's really crazy how many fucking people pile into that park to get some air and some, there's people, artists sketching things. Fucking, there's always the one guy who's still, but he looks like he's on a bike upside down or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
Musicians. There's a guy that has a grand piano that wheels it into the middle of the park.
Or there's dancing, like salsa lessons in one half of the park. It's great.
There's like 5 guys that are in this competition. I do wonder how they organized it. Is it just this group that were like, we should go do this? Or was there a call to action online?
I believe there was a call to action.
That's great.
Because the one guy was like, I just found out about it and I ran down.
I got to be a part of this.
And Blue Cross Anthem, I guess, they just reversed a policy, which Mike and I before the show were talking. This is probably just coincidence, but that they were going to, like anesthesia, like they were only going to pay for anesthesia as long as this one, I guess, organization had deemed a surgery should take.
Yeah.
So say you're going for sinus surgery and it should take 3 hours. That's what they deem is the medical necessity. But yours takes 4.5 for whatever reason. They're only paying for 3 hours. And the other 90 minutes you'll be on the hook for. And I mean, they're just reprehensible. But then again, they do have to deal with inflated medical costs.
Okay, but
too.
if they were just getting by, inflated medical costs might be something.
Right.
When they're like grossly popular, doing well economically, profitably. When they have, you can make this comfortable for people.
I'm only saying the whole system is fucking terrible.
Yes.
But that's the fact that that's what they're doing, and I don't think that them rethinking that had anything to do with the shooting. It was just probably the timing of it.
You think?
Yeah, because I don't think those decisions are made that quickly.
They are when the CEO is worried about getting shot.
Yeah, they are when they're ripping off, photos of all their executives from their websites.
I thought of that.
That one's not coincidence.
No, that's 100% a reaction. But they said there was a lot of misinformation about it. I would like to know that process.
Yes, the healthcare company said there was a lot of misinformation about
what their about what the policy was.
I don't think this is coincidence at all.
No, you think it was a reaction?
Absolutely, right? Because this has been out for weeks. But everybody's like, this is horrible, and they're like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
But they can't say that it's a reaction to, because then that would encourage bad things from people.
Yeah. I hope you're right.
I don't think it was coincidence.
I 100% hope that one of these guys got fucking shot, and they're like, oh, this is how people feel about us.
They're all taking photos down from their websites.
That is, of course, a reaction.
Yeah.
To stop copycats. But as far as policy decisions, I don't know if this was one that they make this quickly, or if it was one of those ones where they're like, no, this is not going to happen. Who knows?
They said that some of the top cyber sleuths have decided not to put on their investigation hat for this crime.
Well, they won't reveal.
Yeah, they've decided like that. Who do you think it was? Don't know.
This guy
can't tell you.
Muscular Mike and I did have a chat before. I always hate chatting before because you have to say that you've already chatted about how this guy is still on the run. Like, they'll get him because they're so meticulous with every single camera. But it's like, I would have thought he'd be caught in 12 hours, and he's still somewhere out there.
The longer that he's out there, the more likely it is that he's not going to get caught.
No, they'll get, because what happens, and again, there's so many cameras to go through. Like, they lost him at the bus station. Like, they got him going in.
Plus, they're not going to get any tips from anybody.
I hope no one helps him.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, he probably changed in a bathroom in the bus station. So they're probably going through every single fucking camera in that bus terminal.
He could be in another country by now.
Sure, he absolutely could be, but
it's been days.
They'll trace him. They'll track him. They'll find him.
And he left a backpack full of Monopoly money. Is that a true story?
That was a real fuck you. If that's
so
him,
fun.
yeah, that was a real fuck you.
That's so fun.
Love it.
The more I'm thinking of it, like, at first I thought this might be a guy whose loved one had died, but I think this guy might just also be one of those radicals who wants to just shoot somebody. Like, maybe this is not an actual personal thing, because those you usually are more wildly done. This seems like a guy who at least had a plan.
Yeah, unless it was a personal thing from a year ago.
Maybe,
I think both can be true.
Yeah, they can.
Right, that he was like, because it does seem like a lot of thought was put into this, not like, gotta go. So it definitely doesn't strike me as one of those, which people were speculating on originally, like a hired thing. This guy wasn't hired, I don't think.
Well, he's still not caught. He's a lot better than I thought he was.
Yeah.
I did not give this man the credit that he was due. As far as his planning, because even if they do catch him, and I think they will, he still has made quite a run of it.
I think that because of all the insurance companies to go after that one in particular, I feel like there was some personal reason, probably, and it was something that happened maybe a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, whatever it was that he meticulously planned and found out about the trip to New York and where he was staying and what he was going to do and how he was going to get out of there. He probably did not realize that he would be supported by the entire internet, but that's just a convenient side effect. And
it could be, again, it could be because they go, I guess they're separated or divorced or whatever, and maybe the things he wrote on the bullet are meant to make it look like it's a disgruntled customer. Maybe those are like diversionary things. Maybe the motive is really money in a divorce. Who the fuck knows? I mean, they'll figure it out. But cameras everywhere, and like, you can't.
Well, they caught him on camera. Everybody thinks he's hot.
But weren't there two different guys? There's the smiling stud in the Starbucks, flirting, getting all the vaginas wet,
right.
And then there's the other one, but they have different jackets on. There's two different pictures that they put together.
Well,
and
he
of course,
was here for a bit. I'm sure he came with more than one.
But I thought that was from the same day, though. They wouldn't know.
No, they didn't say that was from the same day. They said that they had him on surveillance from that hostel.
Oh, okay. Maybe
uptown.
Yeah.
They never specifically said this is the same day because I also was like, that's a different jacket and that's a different backpack.
But you weren't going to say anything because you're doing your cyber sleuthing for yourself.
Yeah, I'm keeping this all to myself.
Right. Okay. Smart.
But just to say, like, he was here for a bit, you know.
Interesting.
So I would assume
he was swapping jackets out.
He was swapping jackets and had multiple backpacks because they found the backpack in Central Park. It was filled with all that real money.
I believe it was Monopoly money you're thinking of. Jimmy, what would John Wick have done? He would have disguised himself over the course of multiple days.
Maybe Brian Thompson killed his dog.
You killed John Wick's
Or just
dog.
refused treatment.
Yeah.
That's probably what was more likely. He probably refused to cover something. They were using some AI thing which would figure out ways where they didn't have to pay. And the AI actually stopped paying certain things because it went back and realized mistakes. Yeah, like just...
Pieces of shit.
I mean, they are pieces because they go beyond what's necessary. Again, they get insurance companies get fucked. They really do. They get scammed. They get overcharged immensely. They have to go over everything carefully. But then there's what's unreasonable, which is like, when you read some of these like people who have cancer that they're denying treatment to. Like then you just realize, like, yeah, I hope this guy never gets caught.
Also, insurance companies getting scammed. It's true, but also you've chosen to be in this business. This is not like a life or death thing. This is not, it's like, yeah, part of your business is you got to watch out for people scamming you. They turn around and go, oh, in the worst moment of your life when you're completely helpless, this thing that you were counting on, it's not actually quite as much there for you as you thought it was.
Yeah, they're reprehensible. Because trying to not get scammed. Look, they really do have a job to do, and it's to make money. I mean, it's not a charity.
That's right.
It's not Catholic Charities. It's a fucking business.
That's right.
So you have to make sure you're not getting fucked, and you have to make sure you're profitable. But then they go beyond that, and you just see how, like, just what bloodless, fucking gross people they are, and how their whole aim is not to figure out what is true. It's to find a way to deny it. Like, that's the problem. Like, you know, if they were just trying to gut all scams and make sure that this was covered, but it's when it becomes like their whole thing is to find a technicality that they can deny you on. Then you're like, ah.
I saw a meme of the CEO of Costco feeling good after never raising the prices on hot dogs or soda.
I'll tell you two CEOs who are completely safe.
Costco,
and Arizona iced tea guy.
Whoever's in charge of Arizona iced tea
refuses to make that more than 99 cents.
No, keeping those tall boys at 99 cents. Yep. Yeah, these are the people that are going to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Those are the kings.
Yeah, they're sitting there like, well, you can leave my picture on the website. I don't care.
Yeah, they're heroes.
Yeah. It really is. But, I mean, it is a good example. Costco's a very profitable company.
Very profitable.
You can get a great meal there on the cheap.
He said before, he's like, find other ways to make money. You're not raising the prices of that food.
That's right. Especially on the chicken bake.
And maybe the double chunk chocolate chip cookie.
That's not how you would say that. They're good. Oh,
the cookies are great.
Oh, yeah.
The cookies are good. The pizza's great.
Pizza's great. We get pizzas to bring home for dinner.
Fountain drink, they only have one size, but guess what? The fountain machine's on the outside of the counter, so you go back, keep going for refills. That's no problem. They
Have you ever eaten there?
Costco? Yeah, I'm not joking around. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everything there is delicious.
Bro, I bought my whole family lunch. It was like $9 for all of us. It was amazing.
Great.
Yeah, it's a very smart thing to do too, because you're there. You can just shop and grab some food. Like if your kids are hungry,
Costco rules.
I joined in Montreal when we were there, and I fucking loved.
Yeah.
I didn't buy like meat there. I would rather go to a butcher. I didn't trust their meat as much. Maybe it was fine. Huh?
They got a butcher.
They got a butcher.
Yeah. No, I know. I just didn't. It didn't look as good as the butcher around the corner from where we were. That guy had some good meat.
Ew.
But I did like Costco a lot, man. I went there. That was like in the middle of the pandemic. That was like a fucking day out.
Oh yeah,
just going to hang out in giant ass Costco. What do we need? A fan?
Yeah, it's the worst place.
Yeah,
like,
Oh yeah, because you go home with everything.
have you ever just gone in and bought exactly what you came in to buy?
No, they're like, what? Those Squishmallows are huge, and they're $15. Of course, you can each have one.
5-pound bag of Reese's.
Better grab
Animal
them.
crackers?
Keto chocolates.
I'll be happy forever.
Hit the piggy boy.
Yeah.
Oh, when I fucking keto chocolate it up.
And you're right about the meals being there, because you go, oh, I probably could just go to the Stop and Shop real quick and grab something, but
$10 pizza?
if I go to Costco, I'll get this, that, and this. I'll get enough forever. I'll get a meal while I'm there. Oh, I'll grab lunch while I'm there. Oh, I'll grab some free samples while I'm shopping. Yeah, let's go to Costco.
Here's what I didn't like, though. That everything just gets wheeled out in your shopping cart with no bags. Maybe it's different in the States.
No, it's not.
I mean, that was
Bring your own
annoying.
bags.
I know.
You got to bring your own bags to the Stop and Shop.
I would have paid for the bags, but they just,
Most stuff that
they did have a few for sale.
But there's so much you buy there that you couldn't. I mean, it would take up the whole bag.
It's huge.
So I still found it annoying that, like, little items. I'd buy these items and have a fucking shopping cart full of keto chocolates. How about a bag, bitch?
It's because you're the only one who's going to Costco just buying a whole bunch of keto chocolate.
Delicious.
One chocolate.
And I would buy other treats too. They would
It's not
have
a convenience store.
other keto. No, but you'd have a box of these keto Reese's Pieces. That, oh my god, were they fucking good?
Oh, keto Reese's Pieces.
Kind of, yes. They call it something else, but man,
No,
did I
but
eat
yeah.
a lot of them.
Reese's Pieces are great.
We had a good fucking pantry in Montreal. We had some good treats.
I'll bet.
You know, a lot of good treats.
Yeah.
A lot of pandemic fat pigging it up.
You have to. You have to sometimes.
There are times where I will occasionally miss those days.
Did you become a pandemic piggy?
I did.
You paid for it dearly, though.
What's that?
You said you paid for it dearly.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, he's still trying to. He's just bouncing back now.
I
For
know.
you to say paid for
But
it
he's
dearly.
right.
I know, but it's just
Well,
like
this has been
it's a commentary on your observations. Isn't that how you took that, Travis?
Yes.
It sounded like he's
Yeah.
like because Jim's never said I paid for this dearly, and you're like, yeah, but I saw what it did to your body.
Like, it fucked you up.
You paid for that dearly. You
I didn't
came
mean
back
it like that.
You
Just-
said, it's
But
not-
you're not wrong. He's right. I did.
I mean, but-
fattened up, and as I'm getting older, it's harder to lose it. He's totally right.
But he was
bouncing
like,
back and he's looking great.
but you
I
were
look
like,
okay.
He was disgusting. You said, and nobody wants to hear that.
No, you're not wrong. Like when I'm nude, I belong on a petri dish. I understand what a blop of shit I look like.
I understand, but you don't want Troy to say it. I wouldn't want Troy
no,
to say
it's a
it.
compliment now. He's looking great.
Well,
Not how that.
I
Well,
don't think that's
that's not how that came across,
it's a
dude.
weird way to spin it.
Wow.
Yeah, to be like, you know how great you're looking right now. You were a mess very recently.
he's very right. And I got worse though. I got worse after the pandemic when I was back here. I got worse.
Oh, we know. You
Yeah.
paid dearly.
I
Troy
paid
told us
dear.
all about it.
Yeah, you would talk about it all the time.
I meant that in the kindest way.
But you're not incorrect.
You paid dearly, he said. That's like what happened to the United CEO. He paid dearly.
You guys are taking me out of context.
Terrible things happened to your
Troy,
body. after
I
going
agree.
to
You're right.
Costco.
I fattened up, and it's plain
Oh.
and simple. I fattened up, and it was really hard to get out of it.
You're confirming his
But
catastrophism.
he's back, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Well, not really. I
Didn't
was
come across that
cheating
way.
this week. Yeah, I was
You
very,
were?
very bad this week.
Well, you're on a
Holidays.
trip. It's the holidays.
Chicago.
Yeah, what'd you have in Chicago that you were cheating?
That's just like little snacks in the mini bar, like
Sure.
fucking nuts and fucking
And you're
those
into
little
sweet,
hard
dude.
cheese things. Like they're not Cheez-Its, but they're like these upper echelon hotels have these fancy like little hard cheese things.
Come
Oh,
on, you're living in the lap of luxury.
loving it.
What are you gonna do?
No fucking wife, no fucking dog.
You like that?
Loved it.
How did little Taffy do?
We're going to start talking about a trainer now. It's been 2 weeks.
Talking
2
about?
weeks.
We were talking about it last week.
No,
we
I
should
know,
have
but I
this
was
trainer booked.
I was also traveling. We're meeting with a doctor tomorrow.
Oh.
We have a doctor's appointment tomorrow to get him a shot that he needs and all that shit. It's been good.
Yeah.
He's very cute. Running around the house like a fucking loon.
Maniac.
Yeah, you got to keep everything closed off. Mm-hmm. Very sweet boy.
Did you miss him?
Yeah, she would put the phone up. I would say hello. He didn't give a fuck.
No, he didn't care.
He did.
I don't know what that voice
He
is.
did not give a shit. He didn't.
Did he react? No. Oh,
Yeah, it's just you've never seen any creature look at any phone with less interest.
Guess what? That's never gonna change.
No, I know.
you
It's,
mean because he's a dog?
yeah, but I thought he might recognize my face and realize, oh, Dad.
Right. You guys are going to look at the
or just like look fondly, but then I hold him up to the mirror and it doesn't even register who he is.
Right. No, they're dogs.
I understand.
They're not people.
Zero self. I should have bought a gorilla. It would have at least touched the front of the screen. Recognized me.
That's right. That's right. Maybe tore off your wife's face while you're gone.
As long as it tore out her vocal cords. He fucking he took a nice dump on the floor.
When?
Yesterday.
Okay. Did you clean it up?
She did, but it was a solid one. It wasn't like one of those liquid.
Wow. He's growing up
good
already.
Solid shit.
Look at that.
Yeah, I tried to walk him on the terrace. It was literally, I would have had to pull him. I would have had to put it between my teeth and pull him like a strong man pulling a subway car. Fucker was not moving.
He didn't want to go?
No, and he didn't go. I didn't want to hurt him and pull it hard.
Well, you just pick him up and put him.
No, I did, but then I put him down and try to make him walk again with the leash.
Yeah.
I have to get the body leash. I only got the neck.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I just don't want to pull it and hurt him.
Yeah, get that little vest for him.
Yeah.
With the little thing on top.
We got a small vest, but it was too big for him.
He's a little guy.
He's a teeny little fella.
Right. I mean, he'll grow quickly, but he's a teeny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would actually hate to be Juan Soto right now with all the spirit against greed. Now is not the time to be announced as the highest paid professional athlete that's ever existed.
They will eventually get to $1 billion contract.
I don't think it'll be even that long. I mean, think about how quickly they're moving now because they went. I mean, what's his name on the Dodgers?
Oh God,
Ohtani,
yeah,
nailed it.
Wasn't gonna help.
Ohtani, because we should know. Very famous guy.
Yeah.
Generational talent.
Yeah. But he, like, the gap between him and the person below him in baseball in terms of salary is like, or in terms of contract, I should say, is huge. That's a little misleading because you never know how long the contracts are.
Well, I think his is 10 years and a lot of it's deferred.
Yeah.
Where Soto's is not deferred.
Right. But like he did $700 million. Juan Soto is now at $765.
It'll be more than 800
by next year. It'll get to
it goes up from 51 to 55
you mean Juan
million.
Soto's will end up being more than 765?
It'll be 800 or something.
He has an opt-out after 5 years if the Mets don't increase his annual salary from 51 to 55. So if they do that, then it would cross 800 million.
How old is he?
26.
Wow. Perfect time for a 15-year contract.
It's the stupidest thing in the world.
And why?
15-year contracts?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Baseball players don't hit their prime until 38.
It's out of control, but that's another.
And they also, it is a terribly. I mean, again, if they didn't pay it, the Yankees would have given him $760. The Yankees offered him a lot of money.
Offered him 16 years.
What's that?
The Yankees offered him 16 years.
Well, I think they
at less. So yeah, the Mets offered him more.
Slightly less money.
Yeah,
I think they don't just want his ability; they want this like franchise player that's going to bring people in the way like Jeter brought people in forever. Like, this is a guy who, if we can get him in a Mets jersey for 15 years, even if he's not the same player that he was a decade from now, Mets fans will love him. That's enough time to be that sort of generational thing where
merchandising
kids
too.
will go see him, merchandising, like it's a whole thing.
There's a lot of money to make otherwise, but I still, like, how many people, what does it do to TV ratings when you have a guy like that on your team? Does it affect the ratings where your TV contracts are a little, again, whatever they're thinking, I think it's crazy. I don't think any player is worth $750 million.
And there's two of them that are almost there now.
Yeah. And this guy turned down. Scott Boras is amazing.
One of them is a pitcher and a hitter.
Scott Boras, they turned down.
Soto doesn't pitch?
They turned down $440 million from the Nationals, who brought him up when he was like a 16-year-old kid from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
I mean, he turned down $500 million when he was 24.
Smart.
Like, it was very smart, but that's real confidence in your ability.
And discipline.
And it took a couple more years. Like, he could have gotten hurt and wrecked his career, but it took a couple of more years before he got this deal.
He could have, but he didn't want to be in Washington. There was a lot to that decision.
Yeah.
Like, the team was maybe going to be for sale. There wasn't a real, clear path forward.
Right.
He won a World Series in his first year. Like, when he was 19 years old, the Nationals won a World Series with him. But, he wanted to be somewhere where the team had a vision, and when I think Boris said it. Like when the team is possibly for sale, you're signing a ghost contract. You don't know who you're going to be working for.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's also
For the rest of your career.
And theoretically, the person who is responsible for signing you and believes in you enough to give you that money, once they're gone and somebody else comes in, you're like, oh, this could have been a horrible mistake. I'm with a person who wouldn't have signed me and doesn't even want me here.
But he's in New York. Like, the fact is, if you're in New York or LA, it's the two biggest markets. There's a lot of money you'll make and a lot of things. You'll live an amazing life here in New York.
Theoretically, like, boost the Mets profile up tremendously, right?
I mean, that's what Steve Cohen was
going
to do.
Which goes back to the thing of it's more than just what's happening on the field. It's like
they're the redheaded stepchild of New York sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long
They're
did the Yankees
Staten
have
Island
him?
of New York sports.
They had him for this season.
Oh, it was only one.
This is the first time he's been a free agent.
Was he great in New York?
He was, yes.
Tremendous, yeah.
Yes. And he played in the postseason, and he did well in the postseason.
Yeah.
He's established that he can play in New York. He can play in the postseason. He has probably the best eye since Barry Bonds.
Because he walks a lot. Did he walk more than Mantle in his rookie season?
He has an incredible plate discipline.
Yeah.
And
Wish I did.
And maybe his best years are still ahead of him.
Sure.
I think it's a ludicrous deal. It's
26
insane.
is young. 10 years to me at that age, or even 11 years.
I even still think 10 years are crazy.
26 to 36, if the guy stays healthy, is not insane. That's not prime. That's you still hit, especially if you're hitting. At 36, you still have power.
But now, I mean, 10-year contracts are seen as small now. You know?
And there's always opt-outs.
There are.
Yes. He has an opt-out. I don't think the team has an opt-out.
Well, that's if they don't raise his salary, right?
Yes, they could just say, like, we're done with you. But in 5 years, he's still going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and look, like I said.
Why would he opt out?
Those last, if he thinks he can get more money.
I guess.
Yeah. And, 5 years from now, if they're giving out 5 years from now is when you start seeing 850, 900. I mean, at a point, it's almost like, do you just want to see more money?
It'll be
on the check. What difference does it possibly make?
It's just generational and it's ego.
But it's ego. You want to be the guy who makes the most money.
A-Rod got 250 for 10.
That
was through it was
at
astronomical.
the time. Yeah. I think doubled the previous highest contract.
That's so funny that we're already getting to the point where A-Rod, who made $250 million, is going to be able to say, I wasn't playing ball when they were giving out these big contracts.
And that record stood for well over a decade.
Right. That's not happening anymore. Those decades.
This one didn't even last a year.
No, it really didn't. If I was Ohtani, I'd be like, we need to talk about renegotiating.
Rich get richer, right?
I don't know if that applies here.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. It's a crazy contract.
It's a lot of money to just keep losing to the Braves and Phillies.
I mean, that remains to be seen, right?
Well, they still need a team. Hey, look. Remember what happened with A-Rod in Texas?
Well, you know what?
You can't just buy a player.
That's what people said about the Jets when they brought Aaron Rodgers in. You still need a team. They were wrong. All they needed was Aaron Rodgers. That's all they needed. Chris the teacher.
Hey, I'm your resident Mets freak. How we doing this morning, boys?
Are you? No. Chris, how are you doing this morning?
I got up to piss at 12:30, saw the news, and couldn't get back to sleep.
Oh, you loved it, huh?
Oh, this is fucking awesome. And on the back end of any long contract, you're going to take a pounding. So I'm not really concerned about the 15 years. Because think about it, in 15 years, what people are going to be making.
Right.
Somebody of his talent might not be that bad for $51 million a year.
Plus, it's going to be the victory lap. It's going to be like 5 years of just this guy, hopefully, has done really well by us for a decade. Now let's just spend the last 5 celebrating him, and we're happy to see him, and it's all good. Plus, we've got this new kid that we just paid $1.3 billion to.
And coincidentally, today at 10 a.m., Mets tickets go on sale. So I don't think that was a mistake.
That's so weird that they must be really mad that it leaked out last night.
Yeah, so I don't think that was a mistake. I also think that one day we're going to see a contract that says I have to be the highest paid player in MLB. My salary has to adjust every year to be the highest.
The old,
I don't think we're far away from that.
The old favored nations clause. There is definitely a clause in other areas where it's like, yeah, this is what I'll make now, and if you bring anybody else in over the length of this contract, you have to raise me up to sometimes at least what they're making, $1 more than they're making, whatever it is. I could see that coming to baseball if it's not already there.
Yeah, maybe Travis could look it up because I'm not sure. Travis, has any team won the World Series 15 years in a row?
Chris, that's going to take me some time to look up, but let me get back to you on that.
The Yankees almost did it a few times back in the 50s.
Yeah. Chris, that's
all mine.
All right. Well, you still there?
I'm here.
Putting your fandom aside, just as a baseball analyst, would you say that most likely the Mets will win the next 15 World Series?
I don't even think it's a question. I already bet it.
Okay, perfect.
Well, we know how well you do.
But Chris is a great bettor, so that should be fine.
Yeah, without a doubt. I lost $5,000 on the Chiefs last night. I didn't even give a shit because we signed Soto.
Oh, perfect.
You couldn't be gambling that much money.
Oh, he is. I've seen his slips.
$5,000.
On who the Chiefs lost?
Jimmy,
no, they won.
Jimmy, I texted it to you. Shockingly, you didn't respond.
I probably didn't even see the text. I get all the time people text me and tell me, you're not responding. I'm like, I get too many messages. But I didn't see it.
Yeah, heard that one.
All right, thank you. Heard that one.
$5,000 on the Chiefs?
Thank you, Chris. $5,000 is not even
That's
that
a
big.
rough addiction.
That's not even a...
Chris is a maniac.
He is, but $5,000 doesn't even... If you're a serious gambler, $5,000 is not...
on a bunch of guys throwing a ball around?
But it feels good to win.
Here's his career stats on FanDuel. I won't say what it is. I'll just show you.
Okay. It's a lot more than $5,000.
You see that? You see the minus sign?
It's a negative. It's a negative.
And how much is in the negative?
Five.
Well, I won't say it.
5 figures.
Personal finance.
I won't say 5 figures. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Why would you do something you're so bad at?
Because you might get it back.
Does he have children?
He does. Yes, he does. Well, don't worry. He's got a teacher's salary to fall back on. He's doing just fine.
This is like if he did porn for a living and all he did was lose his heart on.
Whoops, lost it again.
Hey, look. I know. When it comes to the Chiefs, what you want to do is bet the spread. They're always going to make the spread. Has there ever been
a
team...
0-7, I think, in the last 7 games against the spread?
I mean, they won't ever get the... They're going to win, but just by the littlest bit.
I think they're 0-7 against the spread.
Right.
And 6-1 just, winning the game.
Right. I mean, last night... So gamblers are getting pissed off because they're missing the spread every single time.
So if you took the other team, you would have won because they didn't get the spread.
No, only if you took the spread. You could just take the. You could just
not
take
the money line. You would have to take the spread.
Yeah, if you bet money line.
However many points they were favored to win by.
Right, like let's just say you took.
So yes, if you took the Chargers spread, you would have won.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand gambling. I'm so glad I don't fuck with it.
You should bet money line. That's easier. That's
money line is just who's going to win.
You're literally just betting on team. That's all I ever do. It's just money line bets and much smaller than Chris.
It's addicting though.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And it makes the games fun.
I think it closed at 4 points. I think.
Who'd they beat?
Chargers.
Oh, the Chiefs bested the Chargers. Let's see. How much time left?
This is the last player. This was
17 Chargers, 16 Chiefaroos. 1 second left. Where are they? Oh, 31-yard field goal attempt. Okay.
So they're at like the 20-ish.
What an exciting end. See ya. Doink.
And it goes in. Wow.
They won with a doink.
They won the division?
They won the division.
What a great fucking organization.
Yeah. I mean...
He panics and hits the fucking upright.
A lot of luck on the Chiefs side this year.
Where did that drive start from?
Oh, I have no idea.
I would love to know where that last drive started from. Did they take over on downs? I doubt it. Interception maybe, or are they just great inside of 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's amazing, especially with what we watched that Thanksgiving game with the Bears and how they can collapse with seconds left. And it's a doink, too.
Oh, boy, was that bad. Yeah, that's just bad coaching.
Well, did you see the end of the Chiefs-Raiders game over the holiday break?
I don't remember it. I might have.
I saw it, but remind me.
they shotgun snapped while the quarterback wasn't looking.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
rules.
That was so bad.
The Raiders?
The Chiefs are so fucking lucky. They almost lost to the Raiders. They almost lost to the Panthers. They won this game on a doink.
On a doink.
Like, they have had the most incredible run of luck.
But they're almost like other teams almost feel like they're unbeatable. Like, you get the vibe that other teams are like, we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot because no one could beat this team.
Because first, all the referees loved them, and now God loves them. God has decided to take
It's all
over.
Taylor Swift's influence. People don't like to hear that.
Wasn't last night the last Eras tour as well?
Yeah.
It was all coming together.
Yeah.
They started on the 40.
On their own 40?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
they
still...
drove down the field in 4.5 minutes.
So
It's a good place to start.
The 40? Yeah.
Yeah.
Use all that time.
Still a good team, though. I mean, fucking... You know,
They are. I mean,
they're a great
because
team.
they win.
Yeah. It's amazing to get to see this, but this is what happens to great teams too. This is what happens to teams that win. People hate.
Find a way to win.
People, they always find a way to win, and people hate them for winning too much. In the beginning, it's a fun ride, but then when they start, whether it's the Yankees or the Patriots or now the Chiefs, it's like people like seeing a team come up. But then once they figured it out and are just destroying constantly, people hate it.
Well, we're on a two-game win streak now, so let's just see what happens tonight.
Who, the CBs?
Yeah, that's right.
We're on a 2-game win streak.
A 2-game win
It's a hell of a streak.
I feel pretty good about it.
Who do they play tonight?
The Bengals.
Yep. Are they in Cincinnati?
They're in Dallas, and it's a night game.
Oh, so no curtain
sun
issues.
is not expected to be a factor.
That's huge for you guys.
Yeah.
You love night games.
Yeah.
Well, it can be very hard playing with the sun in your eyes.
Yeah, sure.
I've heard. Unfortunately, they had no say over the building of the stadium.
They own it.
Oh, gotcha. That's interesting. Brand new, though. They just figured that out this season?
Colloquially referred to as Jerry's World.
I see. Jerry being the...
Which would make him some sort of a deity who lords over the entire thing.
The Jerry would be from the Facts of Life. That's the Jerry. Put a window.
I knew it was one of them. So you're optimistic that they'll continue their streak.
Which streak would that be?
The
winning
win
or the losing at home streak?
Have their wins been on the road?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's a night game. There won't be sun in their eyes.
That's true.
And they could beat the Bengals, right?
I mean, neither of these teams are particularly impressive.
That's right.
The Bengals score a lot of points.
And they've had a couple of really lucky moments.
Like freak losses. The Bengals have had some kind of like just freak close losses.
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati scores too many points for the Cooper Rush offense to keep up with.
Right.
So maybe, if you get like a special teams play or like a turnover or something like that, but otherwise I would expect the short-lived fun to end today.
I did see the lineup. And for what you're an expert, I know very little, but when I saw the lineup yesterday, I was like, yeah, I would probably put it on the Bengals to win this one. It's just especially because the Cowboys have been winning. It just feels like something they would do.
They're due, you think?
Why not give you guys a little hope before we lose to a team that's not even that good at home?
There was no... If you felt hope, I feel like it was misplaced.
I see.
I'm thinking Super Bowl.
You're thinking this is the comeback story of a generation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because they have to play Washington again. They have to play Philadelphia, who doesn't appear to be losing to anybody. They have to play Carolina, who almost beat Philadelphia. So it appears Carolina doesn't suck anymore.
But you're thinking all these teams are due for a big L.
Anybody can go on a 5-game winning streak. Of course, it's not a crazy
Cowboys
thing.
can't.
Most teams can go on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be exciting if they somehow pulled off some movie bullshit and snuck in as like a wild card team. It would be a blast.
They won't.
It will not happen.
It will not. That's very right.
I don't make a lot of guarantees about the NFL.
Go ahead.
It's a sport that you shouldn't make guarantees about.
That's right. It's a week-to-week league.
Yeah, this would be as close to a guarantee.
I think you guys are wrong. I think with this new young quarterback, I think that
been around for a while.
So are you saying that the Montone lock of the week is the Cowboys will not be in the Super Bowl?
It is.
It's a hell of a lock, dude.
If you call up, I have an 800 number where you can call up and I will explain it very slowly.
I'm telling you, they've won 2 straight. How many more games are there? 5 more? No, 3 more.
Tampa, Carolina, Philly, and Washington, and then this one tonight.
So,
5.
Oh, so there are
so
5 more. So it would have to be a 7-game win streak.
Yeah,
that's a tall order, but it's doable.
For the Cowboys?
Sure.
Yeah.
Any team.
Any team can do that.
7 straight wins, teams can win 7 games.
Any given Sunday.
They currently have a 2% probability.
2%.
If they win tonight,
yeah,
that jumps up to 4.
Hey, Mike gave him a 0% probability, so that's.
Well, I said about 99%. It is a non-zero.
If they lose,
it's a non-zero.
Quite close to.
So right now they're 5 and 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a 2% probability. You will go one step further and say, make it 1.
Shave a little bit off it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would they make it at 9 and 6 or only 10 and 11 and 5?
It depends how.
I mean,
everything
they got to
kinda
leapfrog
shakes
a
out.
lot of teams.
Yeah. They are considered, I believe NFL.com has them as a bubble team.
They are. They're on the bubble. They're on the bubble. But they would have
like
to.
they blow?
They would have passed
Like
the
bubbles.
49ers, the Cardinals, Falcons, the Rams, and then you get into the teams that are currently
In the hunt?
in the hunt, yeah. So it would take a lot of things to go right.
What's worse than in the bubble? Not in the hunt at all?
Just dead.
Dead. Are there
Eliminated. Yeah, Jets are eliminated.
How?
Have the Giants been?
Oh, the Giants are eliminated.
Giants fans were celebrating a missed field goal yesterday.
Yes, they are.
Did the Giants look good yesterday?
Giants almost kicked themselves in the foot and won that game. Trying to lose these games.
Yeah, the Giants are at the point where they need a draft pick.
It is nice to see the Giants out.
Yeah, no, they need a draft pick, and so even Giants fans are like, yeah, please don't fuck this up.
Oh, they were going nuts. Travis, your boy Morash was quite pleased.
Oh, I don't know if that's my boy, but okay.
How's Tommy Cutlets doing?
He hasn't played.
I thought they were going to start.
He's been injured.
Yeah, he got injured, so they brought in
Drew Luck.
Yeah.
It's been going great.
Is he playing well?
Compared to...
That's a good point,
yeah.
Compared to me, yeah, he's great.
Yeah. It's been a...
Yeah. Giants are out. Jets are out. Cowboys are on the bubble.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Poor Cleveland.
Never stood a chance.
No.
The Browns?
Mm-hmm.
They were very good at the beginning of the season.
So were the Saints.
Jaguars and the Titans. They're usually good teams.
Jaguars?
Yeah.
Usually not.
No?
No.
Maybe they just beat Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your threshold, if that's what tells you, are they a good team or not?
I watch so peripherally.
Right. They can all beat Dallas. Andy in South Carolina. What's up, Andy?
Hi, Andy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
First off, I just want to say, Troy, exceptional call screening today. Give that guy a raise.
Sick. I'm glad to hear that, dude. I was looking for a report. Troy, congratulations.
I'm not playing along with this clown.
Is this Andy in South Carolina? Does he fuck with you? He said a good thing about you, though.
It's just he's being a dick.
Troy, I'm trying to be positive.
Wow.
Here, man.
I'm sorry,
Well,
Andy.
it was such negativity for so long,
Take the
Andy.
compliment.
It's gonna take a while for me to bounce back with
Especially after you said that you woke up on the wrong side of the bed after you trashed Jim to his face, and now you're going after Andy.
Are you kidding me? I gave Jim a compliment.
You said it hurt him real bad.
He came in here every day talking about how he needed to lose weight.
Yeah, but we didn't agree with him. Only you did.
I mean, it was like, wow, I didn't realize it looked that bad.
You said he paid for it.
Dearly, you said dearly.
But he looks great now. Why can't anybody look at the present? Like we're saying, he looks great.
Because you said the dearly thing.
Yeah, dearly is hard.
You said you paid for that dearly.
Is that the word that did it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Jim.
No, it's all right. I mean, you're not wrong.
He doesn't forgive you, I don't think.
No, I mean, I can't be mad. He's not lying. But it just brings home.
It's not nice.
Brings to the forefront.
And then you attack Andy after he was nice to you.
It's just hurtful, man.
I'm sorry, Andy. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
It's fine. Can I get to the original point of why I called, or has Troy got anything else that he wants to say about my family, or...
Troy, really, like, maybe you keep your observations to yourself, you know?
Go ahead, Andy. What do you got?
What do you got, sweetie?
Thanks, Troy. I'm really glad to be calling into the Jim, Sam, and Troy show this morning. I was just wondering, Is Mike aware that the game tonight is both broadcast normally and there is the Simpsons animated version?
What?
And will seeing the Cowboys get stomped out as yellow players make things any easier for him?
I mean, I do love The Simpsons. I was aware of this. I believe this is the reason that they weren't able to flex this game out of Monday night.
And when the inevitable happens to the Cowboys and Nelson shows up and goes, ha ha, will that be painful or will you enjoy it because you like The Simpsons?
No, again, I mean, a season like this, it kind of turns into the football follies. You just you take it for what it is. You know, it's very hard at this point to be, you know.
Where is it being broadcast in Simpsons?
Disney Plus and ESPN Plus.
So will they occasionally squeeze these games out on Monday night?
Yeah, they'll flex games.
Sure. Yeah, they have the ability to flex any primetime game.
Unless they've made a Simpsons cut.
Unless they've made an animated version, yes.
And then they'll just do a Sunday. They'll just put it on a Sunday.
Well, they'll swap this game with a previous 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock game.
I didn't even know they did that. Okay.
The Bengals and the Cowboys are terrible.
Yep.
Nobody wants to watch that on Monday night because there's no playoff implications.
There's one guy that wants to watch it on a Monday night, and you can call him Bocephus.
They typically, though, with the Cowboys, I mean, I think that the Cowboys are a
Cowboys
team they like to keep them on Monday night because people will tune in just to watch them lose. People hate or love them.
I wonder if there will be a football to the groin.
Oh, I mean, there has to be, right?
I would hope somebody who scores a touchdown does football to the groin.
There'll be certain residents of Springfield that find it to be the greatest game they've ever seen. Football to the groin!
I'll tell you, if this comes down to a game-winning kick and the kicker's leg goes flying...
Oh, no. He has a degree in communications.
Will Joe Namath be on the sidelines? He's made a cameo on The Simpsons.
Homer just cutting people?
Yeah. I would like to tune in for the Simpsons version of the game. They did a good job with the Toy Story version of the game. I believe it was Toy Story, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't that
they did. I just
early
didn't
in the
watch it.
season?
Yeah.
It's pretty wild that they're able to do it in real time.
Yeah. How they do every play?
They do the whole game.
Yeah.
It's you're watching the game live. There might be like a 20-second delay on it, but they do the whole game live.
That's a lot of drawing and sketching and bringing in for like revisions. That's a lot of
I don't know.
Think they're doing it by hand.
Putting it together.
You don't think they're
sure
doing
they
it by
are?
hand?
No.
And then they have to bring in.
What was the play they just did?
Think about all those plastic cells they're going to be
And they
using.
have to show the supervisor, and he goes, no, right here, his foot was out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be tough. You're right. I didn't even think of that. That's quite an operation they have.
I'd be so pumped if I was on one of these teams and now I'm animated as a Simpson.
Yeah, but then also if you're on one of these teams...
I wish you were as Nicole Brown.
Okay.
Be the worst Simpson to be. But then if you walked around the locker room excited about being a Simpson, somebody would have to remind you you're on a football team that sucks.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, why don't you wipe that smile off your face? It's been a terrible season. But I go, oh yeah, no, I'm really bummed out. Is there any way you guys could get me like some kind of like a framed thing?
What do some more of the players look like?
I think these are the only ones.
Oh, they showed two.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting.
Sure.
I mean, I'll probably watch for 1 second and go, huh.
That's
right.
cool. Look at Bart.
Oh, wait, are they doing like 3D puppetry?
I don't know.
Or are they doing animation?
There's no way they're going to... You can't do that puppetry live.
It's not puppets.
No, but I mean, you can't do that, even that level of...
Of course you can.
In live? I don't think so.
That's kind of what they did with Toy Story, right?
Yeah, of course you can.
I don't think so. You guys are wrong.
There's nothing
They won't be
impressive.
good.
There's nothing impressive about that being done live.
I think it's going to be just a little animation. Little basic animation. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Toy Story game.
I'm sure it'll be very
Wow.
similar.
I believe it will. They'll probably
No,
be
it's not
using
bad.
the same engine.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah,
Except everyone will be yellow.
that's right. And Mo the bartender will be there instead of the little alien with the sign.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, I guess.
Considering they're doing that live in real time.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, if you wanted to have a cartoon, you had to come back next week. You know?
They're trying to get the children excited.
Yeah, that's all.
You know, they're trying to open the game up.
I think it's skibbity, but what do I know?
Well, a lot of kids do. But I think if to me, it's pretty rizzy.
Okay.
I find this to be the Sigma way of doing things.
Okay.
I don't find this to be Skibbity Toilet at all. But that's me.
You are with it.
I find this to be quite Sigma. I've been told by certain members of my household that when I use their words, it's very cringe. Dad, when you use my words, it's super cringe. All right, sorry, bud. I thought we were connecting.
That's my bad.
Yep. All right. I'll watch that. I'll go in a little more carefully next time, I suppose. Well, let's take a break. Welcome back. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. They can't take this away from us. No, we've had a lot of losses.
Why would they? I like it more now.
Too many losses. I was happy to see Jay-Z hit him with a response immediately. They knew this was dropping, obviously, and they were ready with an extremely aggressive response. Jay-Z, very, very disgraceful accusations strewn his way about 13-year-old girls going back to 2000.
And the lawyer, by the way, who filed this claim, Tony Busby, is a guy who's filed a lot of these claims. He's like the central guy for a lot of these things. So Jay-Z hit back very hard, yeah.
Yeah, and an article in the Post I think came out yesterday, like evening-ish, and it was like, hey, here's what it is. And immediately after it dropped on the Rock Nation Twitter account, there was a written response that was very aggressive and vehemently denied the accusations, and almost in a way, like in a challenging way. Like, okay, there will be no settlement. Take it to court if you want. I challenge you to present any evidence. That's how convinced of my innocence I am. That's how I read it.
A lot of times they think, and I think Jay-Z referenced this too, that they think that the nature of the allegation is so awful that you'll just settle.
And Jay-Z is so big and powerful that people assume he's done terrible things because of everything we read about celebrities anyway. So it's like, oh, and what are we, 2 months from the Super Bowl? Which Jay-Z is a big part of. He's the executive producer of the halftime show. Like, there probably are celebrities that would want to just get this silence, like, nope, don't say anything, but not the Jigga Man.
He's got $2 billion or whatever it is to hire lawyers to deal with this. Like, if he knows he didn't do it, he's like, he'll just hire the best defense attorneys.
That's right.
He's unfortunately close to Diddy, though. That kind of...
I think they said they did it together. That thing was they were together.
There's a lot of hip-hop artists, okay, that knew Diddy. Diddy, when he wasn't freaking off, he was having his white parties. He was cavorting with different artists.
One of those.
You did. Well, that's not that type of party. He knew everybody. Ben Stiller was in a Diddy video.
Oh, we'll see.
Ben Stiller didn't do anything that I know. I don't know, but I don't think so. I like Ben Stiller.
I like Jay-Z too, but I don't know. Who knows?
Sure, you can still like him.
Well, there's no reason. He's not guilty until proven innocent.
That's correct.
Where's America?
It is kind of guilty till proven innocent lately.
Whoa! What, you got a Netflix special coming out? What, are you too dangerous?
I mean, please.
They're not going to let you on a streamer with language like that.
That's right.
Whoa!
Telling it like it is with an apostrophe.
No G, huh?
Telling it like it is.
Ooh.
Belling it like it is.
I got to meet with Netflix. I got a couple ideas I want to pitch.
Tucker hated that idea.
I saw you tweeted about the Anthony Jeselnik special, right? Or Instagrammed about it?
I just put a clip up.
Yeah, always hilarious. Did you see it?
No, I think his clips are funny.
Yeah.
But I know it was just a clip that I thought was funny.
Yeah, he's really funny.
He's a really good comic, yeah.
And a very good, like jokes,
just jokes.
Just like real savage jokes.
I mean, the whole trailer was just one joke.
One joke. One joke. And even in the Netflix preview thing, it's one joke and it's quick. I think in the preview, not the trailer, but like when you select it and the image comes up, he goes, he said something to the effect of, because I've seen it now multiple times, because every time you just scroll past it, they start talking to you. It goes too quick on Netflix. Yeah. But it was something like, my friend asked if I could be a sperm donor for their baby. Yeah. I said, that's a huge honor. How old is your baby? Yeah. I mean, it's just funny.
It's very funny.
But he has been out here in the press taking liberties and having exceptions with other comedians.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's fun to watch it all play out.
I've read kind of people saying, did you hear that Jeselnik said that? But I'm like, no, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't watch other comics on podcasts.
It was funny, too, because I was watching Legion of Skanks kind of break down the Anthony Jeselnik thing, because I guess he also, like, talks about Rogan on his special. And he says, like...
I heard it was just a setup to something. It wasn't nasty.
That's what it was. Because he says he likes Rogan, he's blah, 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 but it was a setup to making fun of his brother-in-law or something. But it was funny watching Legion of Skanks because they put it on, you know, just to kind of unpack the story. And, like, the whole joke on Legion of Skanks was that they couldn't trash him because they were just laughing at his comedy special.
Yeah.
Like, they put on the bits and, like, the Legion of Skanks audience started laughing because Jeselnik is so funny.
He is funny, yeah.
And, like, Lewis is, like, jokingly yelling at the audience going, would you stop laughing? He's probably saying really unfunny stuff. If you guys would just stop laughing and we could hear it. It was funny. But...
yeah, I haven't watched, I don't watch comics when they're on the podcast circuit. And I don't even watch my own appearances. Like, why would I watch anybody? I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Right. I like the drama. I like to watch the drama. I just like to see where everybody's at. You know, I like when people make their little stances, see where everybody's at, what they've chosen to go and say.
You can see clips. Like, there's little clips that will give you the story in like 30 seconds.
That's what I do. I like the clips. I love seeing Andrew Schultz and Kendrick Lamar now have beef.
Oh my God.
This is insane. This is insane. How did we get here?
It is funny that it was Ice Cube's son said something to Schultz about, and then Schultz is like, Googled no Vaseline. Like, 'cause I guess he criticized him for saying he's fucking other guy. Just stop. These hip hop guys, you have no idea, because most of them haven't gone back and forth with a comic.
No.
You're going, because a comic will just say, like, yeah, I'd fuck him in jail.
Right.
Like, all the homophobic stuff that you guys think you're so alpha, you're going to lose this argument. You're going to look stupid.
Unless it resorts to violence. Then the comics will not do well.
Frequently does. That's correct. Yeah, unless it does.
But yeah.
Why did Kendrick attack him on his record?
Well, it was like a subliminal diss. And Kendrick has always been an artist at the subliminal. Like, he doesn't actually, but you kind of know what he's saying.
Right.
Kendrick said something to the effect of, like, we shouldn't let white comedians make fun of black women, because Andrew Schultz had these two, like, black podcasters from the UK on, and he was making jokes about black women, and then these two podcasters went and apologized on their podcast for laughing at Andrew's jokes.
Yeah.
And you're going, like, we're already so deep in the woods of apologies and what are we even mad at that it's ridiculous. So then I guess this line is said on Kendrick's record, and then Andrew Schultz responded by first complimenting hip-hop and rap music on being the place that has historically protected women so well.
Yeah, that was so good.
And citing some of the lyrics that have protected the women, and then also saying that he would make love to Kendrick.
This whole thing of these black artists saying that white guys shouldn't say this, shut the fuck up. You have no white artist is coming out and going, no black men shouldn't make fun of white women. Go on, no one gives a shit. It's fake, and hip hop is, unfortunately, They really are like suburban biddies. You know, you shouldn't be saying that. Like, you guys, of all the groups who've gotten so much shit for what you've said, should never be saying other people shouldn't say anything.
That is true. I mean,
it's
that's
gross.
the whole, like...
I made fun of Snoop for this 16 years ago when he went after Imus.
Right.
Because he had dissed black women, and then meanwhile he was walking, I think it was black women to the MTV Awards on leashes, or doing so. I mean, come on.
That was fun, though.
Stop it. Just fucking... I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, this drives me crazy.
And then, Schultz clearly got scared and panicked and buckled to the pressure.
The line, real quick, the line is that Kendrick said is, "Don't let no white comedian talk about no black women. That's law.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, then nobody says a word, and I hate to do it, but, don't let no black man talk about a white woman, and all of a sudden the people be upset, and how could he say that?
Well, Schultz has said he would, if nobody else is involved.
Sure.
Make love to Kendrick Lamar is what he said. I don't know if he could or not, but he said that he could just, and you know what he said? He said that's just physics. It's just physics that he can do that. I was like, wow, I mean, scientifically, what am I going to say? But yeah, he got a lot of people talking.
Good for him.
About all of it. Yeah, it hasn't backed down one iota.
Good. Shouldn't.
Yeah. And I think to an extent...
They have a movie called White Chicks.
That's right, the Wayans Bros.
I mean, they're dressed like white women with white face.
Yep.
Which, again, is fine. But then he does this and everybody's butthurt.
I think Schultz probably also realizes that, getting thrust into the spotlight, even under negative circumstances, when Kendrick Lamar is making fun of you, it's not bad.
Of course, it's great.
It's like, well, yeah, when, Guy Fieri and Kevin Pollak would make fun of me, you think I was ever actually upset? No. And this, can you imagine if Kendrick?
Yeah.
If Kendrick did it, it's great.
But he's right about it. I did see this clip where he said hip-hop is like a safe haven for women.
Yes, he did say that.
It's a great point.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. And the making love, and he said, I don't think he could stop most people on the planet from having sex with him. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, and he's also, he knows that weird alpha thing that rappers walk around with is just no one wants to be told, I can put my penis in you.
And he doesn't. I don't think he wants it to. I don't think there's any part of him that's like, boy, I hope this goes away, because that's not.
No,
that's not how to handle. He didn't. He didn't bring down the energy.
No,
right.
He's pouring gasoline on it.
Good.
He did pour a little gasoline on
it.
You mean
he didn't bring down the temperature?
No, that's right.
He's leading into every single one.
Good for Andrew.
Yes, he is.
Good for him.
Yep, it's a choice, and old Schultz, he's at it again.
Good.
I love it. Hey, did he really say that what did he tweet to?
It was a tweet.
Ice Cube's son?
Yeah, Ice Cube's son sent something about...
O'Shea Jackson?
Yeah. And then he said, why don't you should Google Ice Cube.
No, he said something about weird-ass whatever, a word that would get every white guy canceled, of course. And then he says it, and he's like, Google no Vaseline.
Yeah.
Right. Because he's saying it's weird, because weird is the code word for
yeah.
You want to have sex with a guy? It's like...
Yeah, that's weird.
I hate to tell you this.
Yeah, you talk about shooting him. That's healthy.
Google no Vaseline by Ice Cube.
There was something else. Meek Mill had said something else.
Of course.
No, Meek's the wrong guy to say.
I know.
Why? You wouldn't see that coming?
Andrew had a really funny bit when he was in Philly about Meek Mill.
Yeah.
And it's just, it
didn't have anything to do with Diddy, did it?
No. It had something to do about his, sexuality. But it was funny. Andrew's hysterical, so...
Yeah,
but yeah, there's a beef going with Meek Mill and Schultz. This is just
So Schultz has beef with Meek and with Kendrick.
Yep.
No, they have with him.
Well, he's keeping it going.
Good for him.
I'm not saying that's bad.
No, I'm smart.
It's wild.
Is that the Phillies?
I don't know. It's from Philly, but he's talking about Meek Mill sitting on his lap. Somebody breaks into his house.
Oh no, this is a different clip.
But still enough.
Well, he's talking about how terrifying it must be to rob Diddy's house and see Diddy naked with Meek Mill sitting on his lap, petting him like a Maltese cat.
But not on stage. He's not saying.
No. It's in front of a sold out arena.
Oh, not an arena.
He has some funny shit, man.
Schultz.
Yes,
he's great.
Every celebrity in LA has had their home robbed except Diddy. And I thought about it, it's like, bro, robbing Diddy is terrifying, because what if he's there? You break down the door, he's butt naked on the couch. Meek Mill sitting on his lap, just
look at all those
petting him like a Maltese cat. Meek Mill crying, oh no, wait a minute, I thought you was finished. He's like, can't stop, won't stop. You try to run out, the door is locked. You turn around, all of a sudden you hear, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. can't be stopped now. It's your asshole tonight.
He had a whole thing. He worked out the whole hook.
I just sent over Travis the clip. This is.
Oh, I was wondering who was sliding into the DMs.
Yeah. It's just Troy. All right, hang on.
I was gay happy. I was like, Meek Mill.
Why would he? Not in Philly. Not in Philly. He didn't do it.
I don't think Meek is gay. I do not think Meek is gay. But he is incredibly bad at proving he's straight. He is maybe the worst in history at doing that.
Not in
Philly. If
Philly.
someone accuses you of being gay, you don't get on Twitter and go, I love pussy so much, it's so juicy and wet, it's my favorite thing to do. I just put my dick in it, it squeezes my dick and it's so juicy and it's so wet. He was like, I even had sex with a girl on her period. That's how you know I love women. He tweeted that and I was like, oh, he thinks that's disgusting. And you know who else thinks that's disgusting? The gays.
Oh, no.
Shout out Meek, bro.
What?
Shout out Meek, man. He's done a lot of amazing things for prison reform, right? Getting all them gay dudes out so he can suck their dicks.
Why is he saying
bunch of fine-ass motherfuckers in jail. We need them on the street so I can bust them cheeks.
We're not busting cheeks.
Hop on the back of his dirt bike. On the front, whatever, you know.
Not in
Have they had a problem, or is he just making fun of them?
Not in Philly. Well, I think that probably started a problem. I don't know if
it didn't help the situation if they had a problem.
I mean, that was back in March.
Meek Mill is from Philly.
Yep.
I know.
Did you know that?
I knew that.
Philly, like,
They love him.
Why do people?
yeah, but
think
they're all
he's gay?
laughing.
They're all laughing.
Are there rumors that he's gay?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's some, questionable photos with Diddy and stories about Diddy.
Oh,
That's AI.
It's AI, Troy. You've been out of pocket today.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to turn off my mic. You're right.
No, it's fine. Your contributions are fine.
Yeah, there's been long rumors. Him and, like, a lot of the other... There's a lot of hip-hop rappers that are...
Don't talk about the down low.
well, there are though.
Rick Ross, there's a lot of people say...
What? Not Rick.
I never heard about Rick Ross.
Not the boss.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
I know. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
No, they're all just so alpha.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And you can be gay and alpha. I mean, you can be a fucking a brute.
This Andrew Schultz guy. My God. This guy.
Loose cannon.
What a loose cannon, huh?
Remember, white guys, keep it in line.
Well, apparently he did not listen to the law about everything. This is not good.
Kendrick's the same one that brought the white girl up on stage and feigned shock that she
the
said
law.
that. Yeah, right. Good.
The law.
Yeah, the real maverick.
You forgot about the law.
Yeah.
And then Schultz was also saying that I guess Kendrick is doing something with South Park.
He did. There is a rumor, I guess, that he's working with Trey and Matt.
Okay.
And then he was saying that South Park have a character on the show named Token, a black guy named Token. And so it's Schultz was saying, well, you're doing this.
So he's basically just making an ass out of a stupid statement that Kendrick made.
Yeah, so the comedians that I was loving watching on the internet this weekend.
Thanks, man.
Well, I did see your Instagrams in Chicago. I'll give you that. Those work. It was Jeselnik, Schultz, and then also I'm obsessed with Theo Von just hanging out at UFC by himself.
I did see that.
I mean, first of all, you have to love, because you do the same thing, you have to love when somebody's that high profile and a fan. Like a fan to the point where they are going to the fights because they want to see the fights.
Yeah, I saw that clip. I saw it when I was watching UFC, and I was like, yeah, I like that he's there early.
Right, because nobody sits up front, because everybody, all up front is all the VIPs and celebrities. And they all show up when, like, the main card starts. Some don't show up until later on.
10 o'clock,
Yeah, but Theo was there from the beginning. He said he was sitting front row in almost an entire section that was empty. And he said he sat there for 2 hours by himself just watching the fights.
It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it does add to his lore, the Theo Von lore, that he would be just sitting there by himself, no guest, just watching the fights, because he enjoys watching the fights.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there watching on ESPN or whatever, going like, is that Theo? Is that Theo Von? Oh yeah, there he is right there. I thought this was going to be a video where we'd see Theo, but
that's a picture.
Just in the shadows over there.
I think that's the opening fight of the night, Kennedy and Zechikwu.
That was the opening fight.
I believe so, yeah.
And there he is.
Or the second fight, first or second.
Just watching Theo Vaughn sitting alone for the prelims, a real fan. Yeah, that's a whole vibe. It's awesome.
Yep, still by himself.
She's enjoying it. She's enjoying the fights. Rogan's not even there yet. That's fine. He'll get here. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Because it is. It adds to the everyman appeal. Theo has somehow, more so than just about any other comic, with success, hung on to his kind of regular
what
vibe.
Makes him, yeah.
Yeah. And it just, he still somehow feels like a regular guy. And that is very tough, apparently, for people to maintain as they get more and more famous.
Sure.
Like, your life just changes and different things start happening. But Theo, sitting by himself during the UFC prelims, only adds to the lore of, even though he's interviewing the president, he's just a regular dude who does regular dude things and happens to have the opportunity to sit front row at UFC, but still shows up when he would have shown up.
Yeah.
You know? He's not worried about the image around it.
Right.
Which you gotta love.
Yeah.
So are they? Why are they taking red food dye away from us?
Because kids always look like they're earning their Red Wings.
What?
That's why.
Oh, all right. Well, that answers that.
That's what the FDA said. I guess there's something that makes it worse than other dyes.
But like, you can't even have red Skittles.
I mean, I don't know.
You can still have red Skittles.
Well, how do they make them red?
They got red Skittles in the UK.
Do you think that red Skittles are produced naturally with real strawberries?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why they're red.
I guess they are a fruit-based candy.
Yeah, I don't know what it does, but I guess it's worse. Cakes, soda.
It does nothing except enhance the color and make it look nicer.
But I mean, like,
Well,
I
then
mean, what
that's
does
great.
it do that's negative?
Let's keep
for you?
it.
Oh, there's carcinogens in it. that
Oh,
have been
come on.
Linked to cancers, and it's
pretty
been
much
banned.
a no-brainer to get rid of it. Then, right?
It's been banned for like animal testing, like forever. Like,
Because we know it works.
And are the cake people fighting it? Like, who's
I
fighting?
don't think
this?
anybody's fighting
Yeah.
it. It's just news that
Yeah.
the FDA might be banning it.
How you gonna make shit red?
Huh? You just rub it on strawberries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about Spree? Can we still have Spree?
Sprees rule.
I love
I love
Spree.
Sprees.
Yeah, does anybody need their food to be a certain color? I don't care what
Of course.
color shit is.
Of
It's
course.
to make it look nicer. It's from marketing.
Right,
It's-
right.
it's- Yeah.
Children love bright colors on their food.
Yeah, look how red my Fruit Loops are.
That's right. Well, those are made of fruit.
Be funny if the food industry fought back and everything that's red they replaced with the color they call shit brown.
It's like when Nathan For You did the free taste testing of this poo flavored ice cream.
Yeah.
And people would take a bite and they go, oh. He said it would be good for marketing, but it tasted disgusting and also smelled like poo.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they always said when I was growing up that yellow 5 made your semen go away. Remember when they said that? If you drink too much Mountain Dew?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That was yellow 5. They said if you drink too much Mountain Dew, you don't have any more sperms.
Yeah.
But they kept Mountain Dew.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to drink so much Mountain Dew.
What's the whole depopulation
drink it?
thing?
You think it's a depopulation
Sure,
agenda?
sure, makes sense.
Wow, that's actually...
A globalist depopulation agenda?
Don't know if it's the global.
Troy, if I told you the globalists were behind keeping Mountain Dew on the shelves,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Nothing shocks me at this point.
would you say I'm going to take that theory and run with it?
If I saw it on Twitter, I'd run with it.
Oh my gosh.
So when they would say do the do, that was part of the
they
depopulation.
would say do the do unprotected. You got nothing to worry about. No kids coming out of you, gamer boy. That's what they would say.
Delicious.
There are giant drones flying over New Jersey and New York. I thought at first that they might be like a flying taxi prototype, or like, are they testing these things? But no one. I think you need to get the FAA approval, and they haven't done that.
Yeah, the FBI said they'd have no idea what they are, right?
Yeah.
Said. These are car-sized drones?
Some of them are like
Some of them are massive. Yeah.
big, yeah.
Well, could it be people in New Jersey not realizing they're just looking at airplanes?
No.
I mean, that would be funny if they were there.
New Jersey
It's all
is
these people
stupid.
in Newark and Elizabeth looking up.
The fuck?
But
No, nobody knows what they are.
They're turning weird. That's got to be something that somebody's controlling, some remote control thing. I mean, that's just...
I hope if the aliens are here, Jersey is not the first place they're seeing.
They're not using drones.
Well, the drones are
Where else would you want to go?
That's a great point.
Besides, why would they have lights on them, by
Bon
the way?
Jovi.
You're saying
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen.
Sure, we got the situation.
Misfits.
the Misfit, the situation.
Aaron Rodgers.
My Chemical Romance.
I forgot about Aaron Rodgers. He's a New Jersey resident.
Oh yeah,
now.
Ralph Cifaretto.
Tommy Cutlets.
There's a lot of reasons. Tomatoes.
Yeah, there are tomatoes. There's the Rahway Penitentiary.
There's that Rite Aid that Jim used to get the VCR from.
Oh yeah.
No longer a Rite Aid, though. Unfortunately, rest in peace.
Maybe
Rite
that's
Aid's in trouble.
This is satellite radio, after all. The aliens could be listening. Maybe they wanted to see the Rite Aid and go. He said there was a Rite Aid. He's not.
It's somewhere around here.
He's not one of these lying comedians.
Put the drones back up. We'll find it eventually.
Meanie. Walked and jerked off. Meanie. That's how aliens talk.
That's right. That's right.
Is there more footage? I know there's more of these. Yeah.
People post videos.
It is bizarre. I don't know. There's an explanation for it, but I don't know
Get
why.
NDT in here. Consider this the Times Square.
No, they're not aliens. This is not, because there's lights on them. The fuck would aliens need lights for? Doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? Aliens need lights? Everybody needs lights.
I don't know. If you're advanced enough to fly through a wormhole, you probably have it figured out where you don't have headlights.
Yeah, but maybe they didn't want to use the real expensive drones.
It's bizarre.
They're much bigger than commercially available drones for hobbyists. Like, that's what people aren't understanding.
On
like,
Earth or elsewhere?
Earth.
So there you go. Maybe it's alien hobbyists.
And it's like every night just hovering around.
What city?
Oh, like
Morris
so many,
County?
like a dozen counties.
There's a bunch of places.
Multiple counties.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. The aliens are taking over Jersey. That's clear. That's obvious to me.
I would like to know what it is. It is
Everyone
interesting. Yeah.
How long has it been going on for?
A couple weeks.
Especially since the FBI doesn't know.
FBI doesn't know.
The FAA
They say
doesn't
they don't know. They also say there was a lone gunman. You know, they say a lot of things, don't they?
They sure do, Sam.
Am I bringing up some interesting points
right.
here?
Mayors, FAA, there's too many people that don't.
What's he the mayor of?
Out of some shit town.
He's nuts. These mayors need to get a webcam. It's a mayor.
Idiotville.
Yeah, hey, hit me on that.
Washington Township mayor is a very powerful and influential person.
Yeah, he is. He's got no lighting in his office.
That's
though.
right. He does. He's a backlit guy. He's an old school horror film fan.
What's that? Brian Kilmeade trying to get to the bottom of things? He will.
He knows.
What could they be? They're obviously
Aliens.
man-made things, but what are they for?
No, they're not man-made.
They're not. I mean, everyone's not just mass hallucinating them.
No.
They're not reflections. Like there's too many of them.
Imagine if it was a mass hallucination. That'd be sick. And then they videoed the mass hallucination.
Are you on Twitter? Let's see what M to the W has to say.
Who's M to the W?
Come on, man.
My UFO guy.
Come on. Mick West, dude.
I haven't
to the
checked
bottom
up
of
on
it.
Mick West. Maybe he has
I'm
a.
sure he has an answer for it.
I would like to know.
You think so?
Of course. I don't know why they just don't follow the drones till they land.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
like, where are they going?
Where are they
Yeah.
going
They have
anyway?
to come down at some
That
point.
would be smart. Or send another drone up to film it.
Yeah, and just hang there with it till it does.
There's got to be other drones that could film this thing.
What are they doing? Like, oh, man, I just saw a drone. All right, anyway, I'm going to go to bed. Like,
I put it on Twitter. All right, good night.
I did my duty. My civic duty is done.
Just because no one is claiming, like the things that you would normally think it is, the fact that no one is saying, well, yeah, this is, the FAA is aware of it, they're testing these things.
Could be Walmart.
They would say it. Somebody would know that's what that is.
That's a good point, too.
Has he had anything to say about this or no?
I don't know. I mean, he's talked about drones, but I don't know if he's talking about these drones or not.
He's very long-winded.
He can be a little long.
Who, Mick West?
Sure. Yeah, he likes to talk.
Likes to tweet.
But he
He's long-winded.
A little bit.
gets to the point.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully he gets to the point.
I think he thinks they might be planes.
Airplanes.
He said, I watch the skies. I probably see about 10 planes a day without really trying. That sounds like a humble brag.
Sure.
Yeah.
That means he's getting blown a lot on his back. He's always looking up. I see a lot of ceiling fans and planes.
I've seen about 3 drones this year. I've seen 0 at night the last 10 years. Drones exist, but you are 1,000 times more likely to see a plane. 10,000 times at night. Your mileage may vary.
He's probably right, but again,
Is that his thing?
for everyone saying that they are moving kind of strange to be planes.
It's just a lot of drones for a lot of weeks.
And wouldn't somebody come out and say these are airplanes?
And why is this so recent that people have been seeing them?
And why are they hovering around like drones?
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't think they're planes. Can we see that video again that we just saw?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a plane.
This one or the other one?
Whichever one was clearer.
Man,
You've been droning over there, huh?
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
I've been droning.
Talk about droning on.
Faux show.
Well, it does have a red light on. Is there a green light on the other side?
Well,
yeah, it's like a Squid Game.
That's cool. So it just goes red light, or it's not going to put them both at the same time. No. That's not fair. That's
maybe it's guerrilla marketing for Squid Game.
That'd be so fucking awesome if Netflix was just flying drones in Jersey, freaking everybody out, going like, "Hey, there's no drones on this show, but watch Squid Games."
See, that one thing is turning like a plane. The one is turning like almost on its right angle. The one we just saw.
Those are alien drones.
Yeah, there's tons of video.
Yeah.
Why don't we ever
have looks like a plane, although it's not lit.
This is
it's
2 in the morning.
Then again, it would be lit if it was a plane.
It's pretty lit.
That would be a plane. That would be...
No, it does not look like a plane.
There's no lights on it. Yeah, there's no lights on it.
It's curving up.
Yeah, if that was a plane, there would be lights on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen tons of videos.
So what do you think?
Aliens?
Aliens. I'm with aliens on this. I feel like if we do get an alien invasion before New Year's, that must be on the Quanstra dumbass prediction.
Yeah, I think it counts.
What's that top left one there?
It is on the Quanstra dumbass.
What,
you saw
this one right here?
A mile away.
A mile away, bro. You guys were laughing at me. I'm like, you wait.
Okay, because there was one guy in here not laughing, and he's got a big unbraided beard down to his belly button. Yeah. It's freaking me out.
Let's, I bet you some of them are planes that are from a distance. Like when you see planes lining up to come in and land, they just kind of look like little white lights. But that thing
that's a drone, dude. That's not a plane. That's an alien drone.
Yeah, people are just talking about hearing them hover over their house every single night, you know?
Why doesn't anybody shoot one down?
No. Why doesn't somebody send a drone up? How is nobody who at home, because people have them, how is nobody taking their drone and so they'll be
Maybe
just
they can't get that high. If they're just like commercial, like I bought it at Sharper Image drones.
Yeah, maybe their Walmart drone doesn't go that high.
But you can still try. Like there's no footage at all of.
And the FBI doesn't have any drones.
FBI says they don't know what the hell's going on.
So send one of their drones up.
They say a lot of shit though. Don't
of course they do. And why, if it's a spaceship, why does it have lights?
I mean, that really does drive me crazy.
How else are you going to see?
Aesthetics.
It's such this.
A lot of times lights aren't just to see; they're also to be seen.
And they're not helicopters.
Weird, man.
Yeah, you know why they're weird?
That's blinking like a plane, though. That looks like a plane.
That looks like a plane.
That to me looks like a plane because of the colors.
That's a super bright plane.
Yeah, that plane is sparkling. That looks like Santa's sleigh.
Oh shit! Maybe it's Santa Claus.
Maybe this is FAO Schwartz promotion.
I just don't see a fucking drone, an alien drone with multicolored lights on it. It's just the stupidest fuck. Why would it blink in the middle of the night?
Well, something. Look, I'm not seriously saying it's
alien.
Yes, you
but
are.
It is something.
Of course.
And it's much larger than drones that are available to people.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to know what it is. And it's been going on every night for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, to think that they're all planes seems a little crazy.
And they've been like flying over, not like high value areas, but like, reservoirs and
they're gonna poison the water in New Jersey
and like terminals like on the water and stuff like it's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
This is like a Goosebumps book.
Goosebumps?
Oh my god!
I don't know why the military just doesn't put out a statement that says when we see these drones, we're letting you know we're shooting them down.
Wow.
Doesn't that seem like that would be we don't know what this is, so we're going to shoot these out of the sky. We're letting you know now if these are your drones, they're getting shot
Or at
down.
least if they do that, it lands on someone else's house. Yeah. It's hard over a residential area.
Oh yeah, don't forget. Yeah, it's the size of an airplane.
But if it's over a reservoir,
let's just solve all.
You can't have violence. You can't have alien spaceships in the reservoir, dude. You can't do it.
I mean, you just can't take drones.
Plus, you can't know exactly where it's going to land either if it's that big.
Here, this is. Yardley, Pennsylvania, across the river from Trenton, nonstop drone activity for 7 hours. Last one observed at 12:44 a.m. Between 3 to 5 silent drones were in my sight at all times.
Trenton makes, the world takes.
That's right.
You've been to Trenton.
I sure have. It's the best sign ever. It's completely false. Make nothing.
Trenton's a dump.
Trenton is a dump. Trenton can eat my asshole. Trenton makes, the world takes.
Isn't Trenton where all the police quit that one time?
Was that Camden?
Oh, Camden.
Yeah,
right.
Camden.
Sorry, you're right.
Because they were just over it?
They're just like, we're done working.
No, they're both shitholes. It's easy to get them confused.
Trenton had City Gardens, though. That was a great venue.
City Gardens was a great venue, but you didn't know if you were going to die going out to your car.
That was part of the
show.
fun.
That was, yeah.
See, this one looks like a plane to me flying away.
But for 7 hours?
No.
Could be a long flight.
Okay.
It's not the
that.
Concourse.
It's not a helicopter? I mean, I guess they're not hearing. Are there silent or other silent helicopters?
New Jersey is home to a great number of pizzerias. Is this possible? It's some sort of pie delivery program?
I think that's hugely possible.
Yeah.
I think that's something that has to be looked
Perhaps from a Domino's or a Pizza Hut?
We don't like fast food pizza in New Jersey. We prefer a local mom and pop.
Okay. That's
like
right.
An Alfonso's?
Alfonso's is great.
That was mine.
But, yeah, you would think the height of pizza technology would be coming from Jersey.
I mean, by this point.
Yeah. Especially because they're furious in Jersey that Connecticut put up those signs on 95 that say, "Welcome to Connecticut, the state with the best pizza in the nation."
The only good pizza they have in Connecticut is that stuff that Jeff Sokol picked up.
You talking about Planet Pizza?
Yeah.
It looked like a good pepperoni
I
slice.
mean, so good that on the worst moment of your life, you're still enjoying it.
Well, I'm going to finish my slice. You want a piece, Chris? No.
Yeah, you wonder if are they military?
Sokol ref.
Yeah, are they military? What are they?
And if so, are we declaring war against New Jersey? Is that the point here?
We will take on all comers.
Jersey?
And come on all takers.
Nice. My man.
Government officials say you have nothing to fear.
Okay, so let's stop talking about it.
Do they say that?
Yeah.
So
they've
know.
said, like, it's okay.
So they know what it is. Okay.
I don't know if they know what it is, but if they do, they're not telling us.
That's what Sirius told us.
Don't worry about it.
Nothing to fear?
Yep.
All right. Well, then out of sight, out of mind, I suppose. I'll go back to work.
I say, if it's an alien invasion, bring it.
You're pro-alien invasion.
Very much so.
Well, you have nothing to lose, so that's, like, very selfish of you.
I mean, what's
the government is doing something with these drones.
You guys are good.
They're not coming to Westchester, right?
No.
All right.
You want to move out to Minnesota or some shit anyway, you were saying, right?
Well, not Minnesota.
Wyoming.
You want to go to
Oh, I go to Wyoming in a heartbeat.
You're fine out there.
You're not fucking with Wyoming, right?
Montana.
I go to fucking Montana tomorrow.
Yeah.
These, obviously, the government knows what these are. They're doing them, but what could they possibly be?
I don't know. Let's see what Brendan Sagalow thinks.
He's on it.
Sag Daddy to Pod has the answer.
Guy looks just like Brendan.
Yeah, or you know what I do? Head out to Salt Lake City, not only get that beautiful nature, beautiful scenery, pick up a second wife.
Oh, there you go.
Right? There's Utah. It's all Mormons.
Yeah, you can fuck whoever you want.
You could, right?
Yeah.
Because it's Mormonism. That's how it works.
You gotta run that past Jess, though. I don't think she'd be feeling that.
Really? You don't think she's down for a sister wives scenario?
Go down a little, Tess.
We're doing
Down.
sister wives.
You mean
We're
up?
moving.
Right there.
Like we're already in Salt Lake City.
Good news. We're moving to Salt Lake.
Yeah. Once we're in Salt Lake, we got a big house.
I'm getting another wife.
That's our sister wife. I thought you knew that's why we're moving here.
Because of the colors, it's definitely. Maybe it's not a plane, but it's something, because usually those colors will indicate what direction it's going in, or you can see that it's going north, south, or wherever it is, by which color is on which side.
Yeah, but when's the last time you saw a plane that lit up?
Yeah,
I'm not even saying it's a plane, but I'm saying it's definitely one. It's something that is meant to be. It's probably a government thing that they're either testing. It's silent, so they're testing it for police work or crowd disbursement. There's some government reason, because they would never be flying. Has the FAA commented on it? Because if the FAA doesn't know what it is,
the FAA has like restricted airspace over like Trump's golf course because of this. Like,
oh my gosh!
I don't think the FAA knows what it is if they're having to publicly restrict airspace.
Well, if it's over Trump's golf course, it could also be these are things to protect public officials, or these are, you know what I mean? It might be one of those things where they can see everything from there.
But then they wouldn't have to publicly
restrict the airspace, the people that are doing it would already know if it's to protect officials. You know what I mean?
Unless it's a discouragement thing. I don't know.
They've made it illegal for the aliens to fly over there.
Yeah, but I don't know if they abide by law.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They abide by global law. No,
intergalactic
law.
Bounty law?
Bounty law, like Suburban Commando.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Yeah.
They are obviously man-made, and there's obviously a reason for them.
They're man-made.
It's annoying that they won't just tell us. Just more stupid asshole secrets. They wonder why nobody trusts them.
Secrets are no fun.
That's actually a great point. I didn't realize that was your policy.
Yes, it is.
No, these are alien ships.
It's weird.
This is like that movie Nope.
Oh, it's terrible.
No, it wasn't. You don't get it. It's not good for stupid people like you.
No, I got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I didn't need Logan Paul to tell me what it meant.
No, that's right. That was somebody else.
Is the Pentagon talking about it?
Yeah, they said we'll be speaking with subject matter experts.
What does that mean?
I don't know, man. That's
I thought they were the experts. That's why they're in the Pentagon.
Matter.
What is the subject matter?
Can we see the guy say that? Or is there...
That's just
it's a still photo? Okay.
Hang on.
See this glop of shit, non-information.
Playing here.
Here comes a big nothing burger.
Yep, I think you're right. Yep.
Served up
Second
fresh.
question. You talked about this new classified strategy. And you had talked before about that there were some incursions, particularly down in Virginia, over military facilities, and there's been others. Is there anything in the strategy that's more tactical that allows commanders to do anything, or is this just a broad statement of policy?
Of course, it's got all kinds of good information, but it's classified, so I can't talk about it. No,
that's a bummer.
So really, Lita, again, recognizing that the strategy is classified, we will have an unclassified fact sheet that we'll be providing soon.
Yeah, it's all
really
military shit.
Just kind of looking at how we'll approach this. One is ensuring that the department is prepared to conduct counter unmanned system operations, counter UAS operations. Two is looking at how we respond to incidents that do occur by pulling together subject matter experts and resources. And then third is tracking equipment and counter UAS equipment, UAS, one aspect of drones. So really, again, broad
So he's
brush.
denying that it's them.
Kind of looking at this in a comprehensive and cohesive way.
More nothing.
Again, I'm not going to go into the specific tactics, techniques, procedures at this point, but it enables the department to approach this in a way, again, that's comprehensive, cohesive, and holistic.
Isn't it, you wonder if it's a test, like if it's Pentagon driven stuff, and they can just say it's classified, our response to it, and is this a test to see how it works over suburban areas, and then they'll say, well, we'll take a look at it. It's got to be something like that.
I love that there are unexplained flying objects flying over New Jersey, and whatever the ladies talk about on The View will get more press coverage.
That's right.
I mean, we should probably all be talking about the fact that there's drones that nobody knows what they are flying over New Jersey all the time for the last 2 weeks.
They're there for to observe, to crowd
fund,
disperse, whatever the fuck they're gonna do. It's something like that. Like it's some way of like, hey, we can look over the president's golf course and see like a giant area around it. It's some government bullshit that we'll eventually find out what it is.
Or not.
Yeah, it will.
There's so much stuff we don't find out about what it is. It just kind of fades away. Remember that alien spaceship in Jersey? Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. Whatever.
How high are they? They don't look like they're that high. You figure somebody would be able to get a drone up there.
They look like they're pretty high.
Yeah, they look pretty high to me. They were over
Those
the trees.
do, but some of them. Well, yeah, but I mean, drones go 1,000, 2,000 feet.
Yeah, I don't know how many people just have good drones just in their house. I don't know that many people.
I'll guarantee you a bunch of people are buying them now.
I would think that's probably right.
I gotta grab McClure.
Why you gotta grab McClure?
Just talk about something.
By the short and curlies?
Yep. Ow!
By the way, where's McClure hanging out?
downstairs.
I thought his office was upstairs.
He's always by the bathroom, so I have to run down there and talk to him.
Are you going to sit down and talk to him?
Yep.
All right, you go talk to McClure. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
I never loved the Beastie Boys, but I do like some of their stuff. Like, this is a great opening to a song.
This whole song's awesome.
I like the opening, and then it loses me.
Beastie Boys are amazing. And amazing how long they've been able to...
Yeah.
Or how long they were able to maintain that career of still putting out relevant music.
I think License to Ill was the record I love with the plane on the front. I think that's
Sure.
it. Like, they had some really good songs, but I was never...
And they evolved. They never stayed the same.
Right.
Each record, they did something different.
Yeah, I was just never a giant fan.
They wore mustaches that one time?
Oh, with the Sabotage video.
That's right. Yes, they did. You remember that era, Travis?
Is that what you're talking about with evolving?
Yeah,
First they had no facial hair.
They had like no facial hair.
Then they had mustaches.
And then at one point they wore mustaches.
And looked like cops and ate donuts.
That's right.
I do remember that. Spike Jonze.
Yes.
Is he one of the Beastie Boys?
Yep.
Love him.
He's the one that died.
He's my favorite Beastie. Mike in Arizona. What's up, Mike?
Hello. Hi, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the radio. You called us.
Mike, speak.
Mike, I'm
sorry.
not calling you, bro.
Sorry, guys. I'm at work. Hey, you guys are talking about that drone thing. So I just wanted to let you know, like, I had a friend, kind of a bad neighborhood. He was a little sketchy, and he's like, dude, I got drones above my house at night. I'm like, you're full of shit. So I go over there and I look, and I start seeing like 3 or 4, and sure enough, he does. This is like three months ago in Phoenix. And then, so then I started noticing around my house, which was in another city, and I started noticing 4 or 5 in my area. Then I drove down south to another county or city limit. So now it's not just one city, which I work for the sheriff's department and on their drones. And they stick to their jurisdiction, so it's not like a local police thing. Typically, they look a little bigger, and what I've seen is I've seen multiple ones. It's like a circle around multiple cities, almost like they follow the loop, the freeway system. Not that it has anything to do with that, but they're doing a big circle, and then I thought it was almost like an agency trying to show it off and assist the police, but obviously that doesn't seem to be it. And since I heard about this New Jersey thing, it definitely, there's a cough right there. So, yeah, it's, I was thinking, it obviously, maybe it is a China thing or something. It's no crazy alien technology, but there's definitely multiple drones for the last 3 months in Phoenix. I even wrote to the FBI, last night, just saying, hey, like, if you guys want tips on it, like, we've had them out here for months. And I've asked people that I know and I work with, I'm like, you see them at night? And everyone's like, no, I don't see anything, because half the people don't stare up in the sky. So they just assume they're airplanes.
So I'm sure the FBI is going to have a big meeting. Hey, guys, we got an email from a guy in Arizona. Let's get everybody coming off the field.
I even offered to jam them, too. I wanted to jam them and drop them and take them down and war drive, but I don't know. Now that's a little impossible.
So they're government vehicles. They're something's being tested. They're not saying what. It's simply... They're testing some type of, again, urban thing where they can either monitor things or whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't know. But there's a reason.
It could be. Yeah. 100%. I mean, it very well could be. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be some federal thing. It's not a local. It's some federal monitoring thing or something, I guess. So
I'm surprised the FAA isn't more aware of it, or maybe they know certain things and they're just giving the company line too. But this seems like a government testing of something.
Thank you, Mike. I hope the FBI hits you up, dude.
Right on. Thanks, guys. Love the show.
See you later. Libby in Oregon. What's up, Libby?
Hello.
Libby.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, it's me.
Yes.
I know. I just said
Hi,
your
Libby.
name.
I had you on mute and speaker. I'm off speaker now. Boys. I want to know what's going on with your contract.
Oh, we know everything. We've been hiding it from everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will not be here. I'm sure next year they would have reached out.
Why are you sure?
I just trust. I see everything. They are.
Really?
Yes, they are. Of course, the show will continue, but they have not reached out. And if they were going to reach out, they would have reached out already. They're letting the contract expire.
Well, they haven't reached out to me.
No, I know, but they will. They're letting the contract expire. That's what they're doing. That's what Sirius is doing.
You think?
With 100%
Okay.
certainty. Yeah.
And let me ask you, Sammy, Bran Muffin.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: are you going to bring Nicole on if Jim doesn't come back?
That's been discussed.
By me?
Really?
Libby, I have not been offered. I have not been reached out to by anybody.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if they would let Nicole out of.
Oh yeah. By the way, Nicole already does a big morning show.
She does,
and they just re-signed her.
But they could also balance that. But I don't know if they would want her to not do that because that show is. That's a big shit. This one's a big show.
They literally re-signed that show 3 months ago.
Yeah, but she could pre-tape
the whole show. I don't think they're
All
going
I
to
want to
pre-tape.
say, all I want to say is that you are my loves. I love you guys
Well, thank you, Libby.
so much. All of them, all of you, Travis, Troy, all of you guys. And I'm going to miss you if you guys don't continue.
I had a good run here,
So-
20 years. I can't be bitter about it. I mean, 20-year fucking gig in a company is pretty good in this day and age.
Fuck yeah, right?
Travis was literally just asking me during the break if I had heard anything because he was like, I'm trying to be optimistic, but I'd really love to know if I still had a job in 2 weeks. That would be great to.
I mean, the fact that they haven't.
It would be cool.
The fact that they won't just come out and say it is gross. Like, it's really terrible.
I think it's really shitty.
It's
yeah.
really
I think
shitty.
It's
really
not
bad.
even shitty. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
That after 20 years, they don't just come out and go, hey, look, this is what we're thinking, and we want to talk in January, or we don't want to talk. Like, the fact that they would wait this long, hoping we panic, I'm not panicking. I'm already making January plans for travel. Like, I'm not panicking. So if that's what you're going to do, just say you're going to do it. That's what's annoying. But the camera's being gone. It's all the writing on the wall. And I feel like I'm the only person... I don't mean show-wise, but I mean in my own personal life, who sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I look at you never know. No, you do know.
You mean like your people?
I'm like, what do you guys do for a living? How do you not understand this? Or people that are not even in our business.
I think it's mean. I think it's actually kind of mean.
That's not mean. I mean, we're not friends. It's, you know what I mean? It's a company.
Business.
It's a company. It's business. It's not like they owe me any niceties. But you figure after...
No, it's mean to me.
Oh,
Mean to me.
they don't care. Come on. I'm very realistic about this stuff. I've always been realistic about business.
I mean, you and I both have been here long enough that we both basically spent the last couple years making sure that we're fine outside.
100% certainty, yeah,
of this thing.
And whatever I don't even know if they're going to make an offer. Something tells me they're going to try this late in the year because nothing gets done business-wise in these next few weeks anyway because people are going away. Like for the next week maybe, but people go away. I mean, at the end of the year, like you don't sell shows even. Like, nobody shops a show end of November, early December. It's just the holidays. People are distracted. So the fact that they haven't said anything yet...
Like nothing, and not to our agent, not to anybody.
Is just
really like you guys haven't heard one peep. Anything. Nothing.
No, except from people who have said there's no update.
No, but I know what that
that's
means.
the peep. The peep is there's no update. There's no peep.
Yeah,
well, continue to do your live reads for Leaf Filter Gutter.
Shout out.
Leaf
Gutter
Filter.
Card.
Yes, we will continue to do our jobs. I mean,
Yes, continue to do that until the end of the year.
Sure.
Because my husband is the governor of gutters.
Oh,
so in Oregon, you gotta keep doing that. But
someone's got to do it.
I love you both.
Well,
I love
thanks.
all of you guys. You guys have made my life so great since the pandemic, and I just think you're wonderful. So if they don't sign you, then they're dumb.
Well, business is business, and they're going in the podcast direction. They have money. They don't want to spend it here. It is what you have to be realistic about this stuff. You can't look at it and go, yeah, but they don't owe me anything. Like, they've paid me for 20 years, and my salary has been pretty decent, so I can't complain. But I just know they're going to come with either a terrible offer on purpose or no offer at all.
Specifically,
what will you say, Jim?
What's that?
Jim, what will you say? Like, if they come to you with a terrible offer, what would you say? Would
I
you
just won't take it.
Bye-bye.
My mortgage is 90% paid off.
Shout out to your mortgage.
So, yes, that was what my main motivation in always being employed is you never want to not have a place to live. You never want to be in a position where you have to do gigs you don't want to do, or you're panicking about your rent or your mortgage. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And I've
my
been in that
mortgage
position.
is, I don't even know if it's 10% paid off.
No, but I
and there's 3 kids running around hoping to go to college.
You'll be fine. You'll work here. I wound up
Sam, you're going to be
dumping
great.
so much
You're
money
awesome.
into.
You are the last professional broadcaster. You are so awesome.
I'm the last one who still wants to do it.
Yeah. No, it's a fun gig. It's a fun gig, but I'm sick of not being able to podcast. I'm never going to not podcast again. And it's like, that's not even a negotiation thing. It has to happen.
The exclusivity thing.
Enough already with it. Everyone else on the fucking platform is doing it, and they're not going to. I understand, like, when you're in a relationship, you understand when it's going in a certain direction. Like, nah, this is not going to. And I keep hearing from people who supposedly know what they're talking about. It's just, you don't know. Like, no, I do. How do you not read what's going on? Like, how do you not see it from 10 miles away? I've been saying this for 3 years.
Can I ask you a question? Are you just kind of tired of it, Jim? Like,
no, I mean,
you've been doing it for so long. I mean, maybe
it's an easy job.
And you and Nikki, I watch your podcast. I watch your stuff. I love it. And you guys are great. I mean, you can do this on your own. You're not the last professional broadcaster, but you can definitely do this.
I mean, I don't think by the way, to qualify it like that is not a nice thing, Libby.
No,
that was a very Troy way of complimenting somebody. That was not.
No, my wife and I are not going to replace this show. That's just a side thing I do because I'm not allowed to do my own thing. But no, I wouldn't. That wouldn't just leave here and then only do a Nikki podcast. That's fun to do on the side, but that's not.
But that's the whole point of non-exclusivity, is you can do that. You could do a bunch of stuff.
That's not the main source of income, and it never will be.
Right.
It'll take a while. I mean, I'm not going to just leave and do a podcast to make the same money I make here.
Sure.
But you can build it to a point, and I think it'll be much better for stand-up dates and other things. Like, it is what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't
forget.
forget.
I'm going to see you in Seattle.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're going to be in Seattle.
Oh, you're Portland, right?
You're in Portland.
Yeah. I remember meeting you.
No, we didn't meet.
We didn't meet. I met somebody else. There's another caller to our show. I thought it was you.
I honestly thought you met her too. I thought there was a picture of you.
Yeah, maybe it's somebody else. I thought it was you.
Yeah, I thought somebody.
You're not a teacher.
Met Jim.
Who's the teacher?
Who's the teacher?
Sam gave a gift.
Yeah.
For you to
yes.
Who's the teacher?
That was me. That was me. I wanted to give the.
Then we did meet. Wait, hold on, Libby. You and I did meet.
Wait. No, we didn't.
You didn't come.
I've never met you face to face.
You didn't come to the meet and greet?
How'd you give the gift for Sam to Jim?
They didn't let me give him the gift. The people at the
didn't you have it?
Theater. I still have the Blockbuster candle.
Somebody else has to be done.
Oh, then it's a different.
Somebody
thing.
else. Yeah, it wasn't a candle. I wouldn't have flown with anyway.
Maybe you met sober Libby.
Why wouldn't you fly with the candle?
Because they're always a pain in the ass when you're getting through security because they have to take it out of your bag.
Oh, really?
Yeah, candles are a fucking pain in the balls.
Yeah, they were.
They look weird under the X-ray.
I just want to give the candle, but then I was like, whatever.
All right, thank you very much, Libby. We'll see. Whatever it is, we'll all be
I love you both. I love you all.
Thank you.
Go.
Godspeed.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure she met you.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I think she's drunk.
I think she is too. Yeah, we'll see.
I remember that whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like it was her.
Yeah.
Libby seems pretty loopy.
Yeah, I think that's right.
She's from Portland?
Portland's in a world of its own.
Over there.
Yeah.
It's a different country.
It is.
The smartest thing, though, was getting those, like, contracts that were for 2 years, 3 years.
Sure.
Because, you talk about it being a fun job. By far, every single time, the worst part is right around now when they drag their feet, they get shitty about it.
Every single
it's
time.
Never a pleasant experience.
No, but we're at a point now where, again, people, if you ask the same girl out 5 times and she says no, she's not interested. If it's the middle of December and they still haven't, their business model has changed, and this is what they're doing. It is what it is. Of course I know that. But that was why I always, getting fired in 2002, I've said this before, so forgive my boring redundancy. Getting fired when we got kicked off the radio showed me that no gig is forever. In a way that because I thought O&A would last forever when we were on WNEW. And when that just came and got chopped off immediately, when I was 5 months into a 2-year lease, paying, instead of $300 a month, I was paying $2,300 a month in rent.
Oh,
that was the leap I made in rent. From $300 to $2,300. I'll be fine, man. 5 months into a 2-year lease.
Finally take the leap.
We're off the air. So that showed me, pay everything. Never ever think your gig is permanent. Or never think you're irreplaceable. Never think that they won't fire you. You know what I mean? Always keep that in mind. That's why I'm so paranoid about getting bills paid and shit.
Yeah.
Because I never wanted to be beholden and beg and take a contract I didn't want just so they don't take my apartment. Never.
Yeah. Yeah, to want to do something and to have value and all that stuff is one thing, but to need it puts you in a very different position.
I see guys on radio who are good radio guys, but they're in 1 or 2 markets, and one guy I know just got either let go or he quit. And I'm like, he's in his 50s. I'm like, what's that guy going to do? Unless he has another gig lined up, and he's a guy I really like, but he'll start a podcast. And what am I going to do? I guess start a podcast. But
you have a stand-up comedy career that's fruitful.
Yeah, and I can easily make my living there. Financially, I'm fine there. So
yeah, and you'll be able to tour more, and also, like you said, have enough podcasts and projects that they're going to be really good for dates. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll hope so. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
but the people are thrilled to see you.
Well, I'm not thrilled.
Okay, well, was Chicago thrilled?
The ones that were there were very happy.
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Pretty psyched.
They were great.
Okay.
Great crowds. But they have not approached you, Travis or Troy. Literally, you guys have no idea what you're doing in January?
No. We literally had a conversation today. We're like, I wonder if we'll have a job.
Don't forget, I'm just an employee.
Yeah.
No, I know, but they would always find something else for you to do, even if it took us a little while.
I love your optimism on that.
Yeah.
This is a company that looks to cut
nothing.
The tiniest corners.
Yeah, that is true.
To just say, I'm sure they would find something for you, I think, personally, is naive.
You might be right.
When dealing with a place like this.
Yeah. Well, I've known for 3 years, so I would tell my manager, he's like, well, did you see? I'm like, we don't need to see. I'm watching what they're doing with other things. It's almost like people don't pay attention to what they're doing. I see where their money is going. I know what when they cut the cameras, that to me was a wrap.
But they cut the cameras on every show.
No. I know. But I'm saying,
and they re-signed others.
If that's
not show specific.
No, I know. I don't take it personally, but they do have them on for a couple, and I do see if your finances are that geared away towards what everyone in the country is doing, which is filming everything. I'm not naive enough to think you're going to pay me. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your manager also wants to stay optimistic, though.
He doesn't want to have to do anything to get me something. No, people don't care about optimism. People just want the status quo.
Do you think that he is trying to get you to relax and believe that you can stay so he doesn't have to find you any other
Not
dates?
that he doesn't want to, but he doesn't want to hear me complain about it.
Right.
And he can't. There's nothing he can do. When people's hands are tied or they feel I can't move this forward, and his agents are the same.
Do you think that you don't believe in optimism in general or optimism from those specific people because you know them?
I don't believe in bullshit that masquerades as optimism.
I see.
I don't believe in, there's a brick wall in front of us. Let's pretend to be optimistic so we don't have to address the brick wall. You know what I mean? Optimism is great.
Right.
And it's all, but also realism is important too. Optimism, I wouldn't have paid my mortgage. Realism is why I paid it.
Right.
And my mother. She's very smart with money. Thank you, Mother.
Shout-outs to moms, by the way.
But yeah, everyone deals with this. Again, I would have if they just say, look, man, we can't do it anymore. All right, 20 years, man. October was 20 years. I can't complain about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on, 20 years in one place?
Weird things happen all the time. And also, sometimes we think like, oh, we haven't heard anything because it's bad news, as opposed to like, oh, we haven't heard anything because this person hasn't heard anything, and neither is that person, and neither is that person. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of like, this is just how the place runs, and it's actually going to be fine.
But it's never good news. It's never like, hey, look, we're sorry this took so long. But we wanted to make sure that your raises were satisfactory. It's never that.
It's rare. I would say that your scenario is rare.
We had to find other things to cut to give you so
yeah,
much
exactly,
more.
exactly. Well, we knew we threw 125 over here, but we wanted to make sure you guys were taking
we felt the increase was not satisfactory enough.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, let's be realistic, guys.
That is a rarer scenario than the ones that I've set up.
It's never happened in recorded history. Never.
Travis, can you look that up? Can you find a recorded incident?
They're actually serious is planning on getting me a room at the Hilton on 6th Avenue. They're going to handle it. Yeah, it's a wrap. But it's been fun, man. It honestly has been a great. But I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm not.
It's been a great 20. Like I'm not signing off right now. But I do enjoy the gig. I have fun doing it. It's an easy fucking job.
Right.
Love it.
Right.
But the reality is the reality.
Well, hopefully not.
No.
Hopefully it's just they're just dragging their feet like they've always dragged their feet. If you recall, the last time we signed a deal, it was between Christmas and New Year's.
No, but the difference is we were supposed to sign in October, and they had extended us. They had extended us.
Well, what if we get an extension?
They would have come with that already. They wouldn't come with that 2 days before. You know, I mean, it's just not.
You don't think they'd hit us with an extension, like
no.
fully intending, like, oh,
what are they waiting for?
Well,
it's possible. I mean,
it's possible, but I kind of
it's maybe it's negotiating tactic.
Well, for what? Like, what's there to negotiate? Like, it's all going to be what the money is. I'm not panicking. Like, it's all going to be what the money is. Like, I'm not. Oh no, what's you guys?
But what if they give you good money, but but exclusivity?
There's no way I'm not doing a podcast. I just simply don't want to anymore. I resent. I resent it too much. And again, SiriusXM is a great platform. It's a big platform, but they're even going into all this podcasting, and they're not filming us. And by the way, when we started, I know I've been taking some days off going to do road dates, but hey,
I mean, barely.
I don't even care. When we started, we had cameras for this. Then we moved into the studio because the cameras were great. So we
that is why we.
Of course it is. So there was an implied thing of we're going to be using these, and then they just shut them off. So it's like, it does matter because it helps with your clips. It helps with your interviews to get them up and get them out.
It allows you to increase your value.
100%. And it also, visibility. And I don't know how to break it to these guys, but like a lot of these people who are in their 20s who are on Instagram all day, they're not buying subscriptions, and they're not even aware of it unless you show them something that makes them. If they were smart, they would have hired like a team of like 20-something-year-olds and given them a year to run their social media the way they do it. Like, Schultz has great people with him, and all these guys have great people with them. SiriusXM should have hired some young people like that to run their TikTok, to run their Instagram, and to do those things that make clips good on not just our show, but a bunch of shows, and then see what happens. After a year, maybe you've gotten nowhere. But if you have just the same old people who are just running your Instagram and all that stuff, you're going to get shit, and they got shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what's not shit. Some of these dates you got coming up, because you have been smoking on stage, baby.
I've been very happy with the material. Tarrytown the 20th, Harrisburg the 21st, and I did have Woodstock the 19th. That is being rescheduled. So I don't know exactly when. I'll let you know when I know the dates. And tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., I'm just saying this forces me to put it up. That video is going up. It's called The Argument. And we've been really hesitant to put it up. It's just very personal.
But you figure that if you promise it.
But I mean, why not? It's just something we shot, and it was shot for us, and it came out. Sheree just edited it and gave it to us. Like back.
Oh, you didn't even know it wasn't.
Oh no, we knew she was filming it, but she filmed everything back then.
Yeah, she just saw it and she was like, "Oh, this should be here."
But then she showed us a copy of it, and we're like, "Wow, this looks." Yeah, we're a real couple.
I mean, it's compelling. It sounds compelling already.
I don't know if people will find it compelling or not.
Is it a fight?
It's an argument.
It's compelling.
Yeah.
Everybody loves an argument.
I guess they do, right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you trying to watch this video?
Yeah, as soon as it's up.
I liked it more than I thought, like, as far as just viewing it is concerned. Like, it's a little redundant, but that's every argument with your spouse is redundant.
I'm sure I haven't seen it, obviously, but I'm sure there's a relatability.
I don't know.
Everybody's gotten into fights.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm going to go